5 minutes to kick off. Let's get back to Talksport 2's commentary team of Adam Bridge and the former Arsenal winger Perry Groves at Sixfields this afternoon. Let's have a quick focus on Northampton Town. They're on a pretty rotten run. It feels like Derby are probably the last team they'd want to play this afternoon, Perry.
Yeah, as you said there, no wins in March in the league, or in League One. They've played 5, drawn 2, lost 3. And their problem is they've been conceding goals. They've conceded 13 and conceded in 13 of the last 14 games in League One, and that's 27 goals in total. So the manager, John Brady, has sort of changed formations. He's flipped from a 5-3-5-2 to a 4-2-3-1. So today we think that he's going to go with a 4-2-3-1 with a flat back 4. And he actually said himself after the Cambridge game, when they drew 1-1 and they got their 50 points, that he thought they'd lost their edge a little bit. You know, they just sort of eased off. If they ease off today, then they'll get steamrolled by Derby County, so they've got to make sure that they're properly on it.
Yeah, Adam, this is the time of the season where we only seem to care about who's in the mix for playoffs, automatic or relegation, and those that are safely ensconced in mid-table get forgotten about. But Northampton, they're not going to get relegated, they're not going to make the playoffs, but should we celebrate the fact that promoted last year, they've stabilised, equalised at this level?
Yeah, very much so. I think there's no doubt about it. It was their first season back in League One since the 2020-2021 campaign. And I think we say there's not much to play for. There are 11 players this summer that are out of contract. So the individuals have got something to play for, and that's to play for a future. And I think, you know, John Brady's philosophy and approach, you know, he's an ambitious coach. He's a progressive coach. He wants this side to get to the Championship. And I think he'll be looking, now they've had a year to stabilise, he'll be looking to try and drag them forward and see if they can make a promotion push next season. So those 11 players that are out of contract, there's 5 loanees as well. So it's a vast number of the squads that don't know what their future is come the summer. And yes, that can be fairly common in League One and League Two. But here, for the last couple of years, there's been 1 or 2 that have been out of contract, but they're all coming together. So there's a lot of players here who are going to be playing for their future, and I suspect John Brady has made that fairly. I mean, Ben Fox is a perfect example, who's out there today. He's had a couple of horrendous injuries. You know, he picked up an ankle injury and he missed October through to February. He's soon to be a dad as well for the first time. So and he's playing for his career. He's playing for his future. There have been conversations, we know, with the club. Also, McWilliams, who's dropped down to the bench today, he's out of contract. He's another player that's been at this club since 2014, and they're all playing for their future. So there's still lots at stake as individuals for Northampton Town and as a team as well to show John Brady what they've got for next season.
Yeah, and John Brady had a sort of winding route to get to first level football management, coached in the non-league, got promoted to the top job here after coaching the youth teams, and he's doing really well. Got them back into League One, and they will be there for at least one more season. You are listening to the EFL Championship on Talksport 2 with McDonald's. Order McDelivery on the McDonald's app and get tasty reward points, 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. The players are ready to play. It's time for kickoff. Can the Rams butt their way towards automatic promotion? Can the Cobblers avoid a shoeing? We'll find out in the company of the former Arsenal winger Perry Groves and your match commentator Adam Bridge.
Now the sun's come out here at Sixfields. It was a fairly wretched drive down the motorway today. Plenty of rain and wind around, but a beautiful afternoon for the game of the day in League One right here on Talksport 2. And the teams are just arriving down beneath us. You have to feel for the flag bearers who've been waving their flags for about the last 10 minutes or so. There's a few weary arms there, Perry, I think.
I think they went a bit too early, bless them. There's a couple of the younger people down there, probably about 6 or 7, where the flags are bigger than what they are.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've gone a bit early with their arms.
They certainly have. I think they'll be late kicking off here because it's already 2:59, so that's probably one of the reasons they've been out there a little bit longer. The two teams just introducing themselves to each other and to our referee today, Scott Oldham, who is in the luminous orange. Derby are going to be in their away strip today of the blue and black checks, the blue shorts and the blue socks, and it's the traditional claret, of course, for Northampton Town. Claret shirts, white shorts and claret socks as well. Let's run you through the two teams then while the presentations take place in the middle of the pitch and the ceremonial moments occur. Louis Malden is in goal for Northampton Town. The back four is the returning Aaron McGowan at right back, who captains the side. Sam Shering, Liam Moore and Manny Month across the back. Month is also another centre-back who's playing at left-back today. The two central midfielders are started today for Ben Fox alongside Jack Sowerby, who celebrates his 29th birthday today. The two wide players will be Sam Hoskins, leading scorer for the club at 14 goals, and Mitch Pinnock, who's added 6 so far this season. And then Mark Leonard, who's on loan from Brighton and has been very impressive throughout this campaign, will play just in behind Louis Apre, another one of those players who's out of contract and making his 100th appearance for Northampton Town today. Ali Koki's back amongst the substitutes. Simpson, McWilliams, Bowie, Honda-Mac, Gape and Dadge complete the bench for John Brady's side. As for Derby County then, 4 changes again for them today. Wildsmith's in goal. It's a back 3 of Nelson, Bradley, who returns after illness, alongside Cashin. The 2 wing-backs today are Kane Wilson, who scored that winning goal having come on as a substitute at half-time last weekend against Bolton, and Louis Sibley, who will play on that left-hand side. Liam Thompson drops into that midfield today alongside Ebu Adams and Connor Hurricane. And then up front, Martin Waghorn and Nathaniel Mendez-Lang, Derby being the 12th club of Nathaniel Mendez-Lang's career so far. The bench today, Smith, Loach, Elder, Ward, Taylor and Radcliffe. The other substitute is Connor Washington, who last appeared in a Derby County shirt when they beat Northampton 4-0 earlier on in the season. As we mentioned earlier on, they've never managed to beat Derby in any competition. They did draw 0-0 here in the FA Cup back in January 2020, but the last league meeting here took place back in 1966, and it was back then that Derby did the double. Perry Groves, you must remember it well.
Yes, I think I was just about to make my debut, actually.
Now, you've played here, haven't you? You've played here.
Well, I played at the county ground, which they shared with Northampton Cricket Club as well. So if you played on the wing, it wasn't the great position to play because the ball went off. People just look at you and you had to go and get the ball, which was about 150 yards away. So you used to waste more energy actually fetching the ball than what you did when you were playing.
It's a terrific place to come and watch football now, Sixfields. Obviously the stand on the far side half complete. That will be completed this summer with some corporate facilities as well. But we've got a packed house. The sun is shining. It's a wonderful afternoon for League One football. And our exclusive national radio commentary here on Talksport 2 of what is a big game for both teams, in the sense that Northampton Town need to get themselves back to winning ways, and Derby County are looking to close in on Portsmouth at the head of League One. Just 1 win in the last 7 for Northampton Town, losing 3 of those games and picking up 3 draws in the process as well. It's probably the home form that's been more of an issue, having won 1 of the last 6 league games here and conceding in each of the last 4 matches. Defensively working his way back this time, Sonny Bradley, who's all bandaged up today for Derby County away to our right hand side. Wildsmith will launch it up towards halfway, looking to try and find Martin Waghorn, who was trying to get possession, but it'll be a throw on the far side for Northampton Town, just short of halfway. Yeah,
we just wondered, didn't we, before the game where Connor Hurricane would play and Liam Thompson. So it looks like it would be Adams and Hurricane as the holding midfield players, and Liam Thompson will play in the 10 position just behind Martin Waghorn and Nathaniel Mendez-Lang up front for Derby.
We will of course keep you across the goals as they go in elsewhere. Just the 3 games in League 1 this afternoon, but a full programme in League 2, where Crawley Town, after just 2 minutes, have gone ahead against Tranmere Rovers. Jeremy Kelly, the goal scorer for Crawley. Here's a free kick for Northampton Town and a good opportunity from a set piece to put some pressure on.
Yeah, just a little bit central, so it'll be interesting to see if Northampton Town will just try and vary it up a little bit, where they're just going to load it into the box. You've got Mitch Pinnock just dallying over the ball at the moment, where he's just going to try and feed it in with his left foot. Derby keeping a really high line, about 2 or 3 yards outside the 18-yard box.
John Brady giving clear instructions. It looks like it's Mark Leonard who may lift this with his right foot potentially as well. And he does chip it to the right-hand edge of the penalty area. No surprise they were looking for Montford, made the run, and it's pumped high into the stand. And the mascot down below is going to help fetch the ball for Northampton Town. Will take the throw midway inside the Derby half, and it's going to be with Jack Sowerby.
Yeah, I think Bill Adams needs to chalk his boot at Adam, to be fair, because he had a free volley where he could have just hit it clear, and he's completely shanked it out of play. That's where you hear Northampton fans give him the ironic cheer. So basically, he goes out for a throw for Northampton and just relinquishes possession.
Here they come again, the home side, but it's a long ball punted forward on this occasion by Sam Sherring, and it's safely through into the arms of Joe Wildsmith away to our right-hand side. Ebu Adams making his 11th start since joining on loan from Cardiff at the end of January. He was off at the AFCON for Gambia, received a red card in that competition in one of the fixtures that he played, and Adams, so they tell me, has made a really good impression here. Apre away on the left-hand side for Northampton Town, towards the edge of the penalty area, cuts it back inside the box where it's picked up by Hoskins. Hoskins is forced out wide on that far side by Kane Wilson, and it'll be a throw for Northampton Town, level with the edge of the Derby County penalty area on that left-hand side.
There was a great little ball from Sam Sherring there, just feeding it down the left-hand touchline. The pair just getting himself 1v1 against Sonny Bradley. I'd just like to see him actually take him on, Adam, there when he's got him in the 18-yard box, but he cut back, gave Derby the chance to clear it. Just a long throw for Northampton.
It is towards the edge of the 6-yard box, flicked on and safely into the arms of Wildsmith. It was Manny Month, no surprise, who got the flick on that one safely into the arms of the keeper. Over 100 appearances for Tranmere for Manny Month, scored against Bristol Rovers, but this time round his flick is safely into the arms of the former Sheffield Wednesday keeper Joe Wildsmith away to our right hand side. We've had 4 minutes on Talksport 2 in League One. Your home of the EFL, of course, Talksport 2, and it remains Northampton Town 0, Derby County 0, as it's clipped forward by McGowan, picked up in the middle of the park this time by Cashin. It's going to come towards Bradley again, who tries to win the header, but he's fouled in the process by Louis Apre, who could be on his way to Scotland in the summer, we hear. But it's a free kick that he's conceded this time for Derby County.
Yeah, Apre just backing a little bit too quickly into Sonny Bradley there. Sonny Bradley did really well, just made the referee, Scott Oldham, aware, obviously, they've been backed into. Just looking at Northampton, they've just changed their formation a little bit. Jack Salby, we thought was going to play in midfield alongside Ben Fox. He's gone in as the third centre-half, so he's central behind Sam Sheeran and Liam Moore.
Yeah, it looks like they've matched up with Derby County here in an attempt to try and stifle. They've got the free kick, and Derby going to go long this time with Wildsmith, and he's shanked that a little bit on this near side. It may well have been intended for a chase on by Waghorn, and he did chase it, and he's forced Louis Molden to put the ball into touch on this near side.
Well, it's 3 times that Derby's goalkeeper Joe Wildsmith has had the ball at his feet, and 3 times he's actually shanked it. This time he looked like he was going to shank it out of play down this to Derby's left-hand side, but lucky enough for him, it actually rolled all the way through to Louis Molden, the Northampton goalkeeper, and because he was outside his area, he had to clear it. So it's just a throw for Derby on the left-hand side, which will be another long throw,
which Erin Cashin will take. It's worked from the edge of the penalty area by Waghorn, and then it's cleared away from the edge of the penalty area. Now the chase is on, and Sonny Bradley will get there first and gives it back to Wildsmith. It was Apre again who was chasing that one down, and it's comfortable for the Derby County keeper, and he'll just feed the ball out to Adams, who's 10 yards outside his own penalty area, and between Nelson and then Bradley and Cashin on this left-hand side, Derby will look to play forward. That's a bit more direct towards the edge of the penalty area, and safely gathered by Malden away to our left-hand side. Other goals going in elsewhere. In fact, a full-time for you. Harrogate Town 3, Bradford City 0. A full-time score. It's Crewe 0, Wimbledon 1. John Kamani Gordon with the early goal there for Wimbledon. And Grimsby Town 0, Wrexham 1. Andrew Cannon, the goal scorer after 5 minutes for Wrexham. Northampton Town have possession on the far side. Apre, he just goes down under the challenge, but it was a fair one, an opportunity to break away for Liam Thompson. And there's another foul, and this time a free kick for Derby County. And it's going to be midway inside their own half, but there's a problem here for Northampton Town. I think it's Mitch Pinnock, is it, that's gone down? Just immediately as he made that challenge, he's gone to ground. And I think we're going to see the physio in the early stages of the game here, almost 7 minutes gone. No, he's okay. And in fact, I think it's Mark Leonard, the player that went down. Just a bit of discomfort of some description.
Yeah, I think he just twisted his left ankle as he went to make the challenge. Just come up to over 7 minutes played, and the game's been very bitty, Adam, isn't it? There's no flow to it whatsoever. Obviously, the pitch isn't in perfect condition, but 3 or 4 times that Derby County had the ball at the back where they split the centre half. Sonny Bradley stays in the centre, Cashin goes on the left and Nelson right. So they play it laterally, and then when it goes into midfield, when it's gone into Ebu Adams, then he just goes backwards again. And we've just seen the Derby goalkeeper, Joe Wildsmith, That's the 4th time out of 5 that he's had the ball. 3 times he's hit it out of play, and all he's got to do is just roll it out to that right-hand side to Kane Wilson, and he just smacked it completely out of play.
It was Liam Thompson, I think, on that occasion that let it run, but the youngster, just 21 years of age, taking it from Wildsmith. He doesn't look too assured, does he?
No, he just looks a little bit on the nervous side, and to be fair, it's been a nervous start from both sides. Neither of them have to keep the ball.
Now a chance maybe for Waghorn as that's clipped forward by Mendes Lang, hacked clear from the edge of the penalty area and volleyed forward by Leonard into the heart of the Derby County half, where it's easily picked out this time by Apare, and he's got support there from Month down that left hand side. Still going here, Manny Month towards the corner flag. He's got 2 round him, and in the end he loses out and is dispossessed, and it's a chance for Derby County to bring it clear from midway inside their own half, and it was Kane Wilson who was driving forward, given back. Chance now towards the edge of the penalty area as Fox comes charging in, and he wins his side the first corner of the game on that left hand side.
Yeah, good little link up play with Ben Fox and Apire on that left hand. You said there, Ben Fox just playing a little give and go, Apire just putting it back into his path, Fox trying to get himself to the byline. In the end it was a good block at the near post from Curtis Nelson for a corner for Northampton over on their left hand side.
Only a 5th start of the season for Ben Fox, 26 years of age right now. For the terrible injuries that he overcome. Comes out to the edge of the penalty. It's played short. Pinnock will lift it in towards the back post, looking for Manny Month, who was lurking around the back edge of that penalty area. It was headed away quite easy on this occasion by Cashin. Goes back into the danger zone from this right hand side, delivered by Sowerby, and it will be Fox who tries to win it. And there's a clash of heads there, and it's gone Northampton Town's way, and the referee immediately steps in. It's Waghorn who's on the floor, and there's some rage coming from the Northampton Town bench.
Yeah, Martin Waghorn just got there a little bit late on Ben Fox. To be fair to Ben Fox, he could have been a bit more cunning, but he wasn't. He just made sure that he got up straight away. I'm telling you, if that was in the Premier League, Ben Fox, the one who got clattered into, he had been rolling around holding his face, pretending that he'd been hurt. He just bounced up straight away, and to be fair, the referee Scott Oldham just said, okay, just coming together. Waghorn was the one who actually hurt himself. He got up, and we get on with the game.
He's not a sly fox, really, is he? Should be, maybe. 10 minutes played on Talksport 2. It's EFL Game Day Live. We're in League 1 for you today. Morecambe have taken the lead against Gillingham. Jordan Slew with a goal from League 2. Full programme in League 2 for you this afternoon. There's already been the game between Mansfield and Colchester. That finished 1 apiece.
There's a shock.
Yeah, 8 draws and 11 now for Colchester, sitting near the foot of the table. Harrogate beat Bradford by 3-0. And obviously the goals going in elsewhere already. Here are Derby with possession.
The Cowley brothers see that as a good point away from home at Mansfield, being top of the league.
On halfway. Picked up nicely by Cassin, and infield he goes. Cassin once more gives it short to Bradley, and then just dropping in to pick up possession. Houdahain on that far side, it comes short to Thompson. First time really that Derby have tried to play a bit of football in this game, and we're in the 12th minute. It's been very much long ball as everyone's settled into the game so far.
Yeah, it's just Houdahain just dropping that little bit deeper, just getting the ball for Sonny Bradley, just trying to work it out onto the right hand side to Kane Wilson. So when they're in possession, Derby do like to push their 2 fullbacks high up the pitch. Just in front of us here on this left hand side, Louis Sibley's been playing basic left winger, but they haven't been able to get the quality to get the ball out to him. So at the moment it'd suit Northampton because the game has been very, very stop-start.
12 away wins so far this season for Derby County. If they were to make it 13 today, that would be a club record for a season, something that, as Paul Warne said, he's not really too interested in now, but probably would be something that you look back at over time, those kind of records, in the same way that if you do as a group of players get promoted, you kind of make best friends for life when you do something special like that. Yeah,
it keeps you together. You have that lifelong bond. Then hopefully you get invited back for gala dinners, don't you, where you just boost your ego a little bit, where fans just tell you how brilliant you were, and you think, actually, you used to boo me when I used to run out.
It's Northampton Town trying to gather possession on the far side. I don't believe anyone ever booed you, Perry.
My own family booed me, Adam, to be fair.
And that was before you became a footballer.
Exactly, that was just to carry, so they can ingratiate themselves with the other fans.
Simply just does well to keep possession. Here's Mendes Lang down this left-hand side for Derby County, about 10 yards outside the penalty area. Just tried to hook a ball to the run of Waghorn and the left edge of the box, but it's cleared, and Bradley makes 2 attempts to give it back to Wildsmith. At the 3rd attempt, as he gets barracked by the crowd, he actually manages to do it, and Wildsmith will launch it forward again, as he's done through most of the opening 13 minutes here for Derby County, and they have possession once more deep inside their own half. Neither team's really settled, have they?
No, not at all. So the pitch is a little bit bobbly. It's not a great surface, and when Northampton are out of possession, they just go back into a 5-4-1 formation and basically just say to Derby County, you can have it, we're not going to put you under any pressure.
First yellow card of the game from Scott Oldham for a challenge from Mitch Pinnock on Martin Waghorn. Didn't seem too much in. I mean, it was a tad late, but there was nothing horrendous about it. But
yeah, to be fair, Waghorn did really well because he knew that he was going to get there a little bit late. So it's one of those ones where you ride the tackle, and exactly what he did again. He hasn't rolled around. He's got himself straight back up. So I think
proper football, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really refreshing. I keep saying, there's too many times, there's too much simulation sometimes in the Premier League where players make more of a challenge what was really in it, and we've had that again today. I think Scott Oldham the referee, was probably a little bit quick to get his yellow card out there.
Yeah, John Brady not happy. Budahane plays that one into the penalty area. It's gathered by Louis Malden away to our left-hand side. You listen to Talksport 2, where it remains Northampton Town 0, Derby County 0. 14 minutes played on EFL Game Day Live, and Wildsmith slips as he makes the clearance. Fortuitously, though, it lands at the feet of Ebu Adams.
Well, I'm not Mystic Meg, but looking at Joe Wildsmith in the Derby goal, he is going to make a rip. The ball's been, that's the 6th time, and you said that time he looked like he had carpet slippers on. He's actually slipped over because they were under a little bit of pressure, and Liam Thompson found himself as the last man where you don't want to be, and he rolled the ball back to Joe Wildsmith, and it was an easy clearance for him, and again he's just shanked it completely.
Throwing in the far side for Derby, little pressure off Wildsmith at this moment in time because they're on the attack on that far side. They are actually defending the goal where their supporters are away to our right hand side. There's very few empty seats around Sixfield. The odd spare, I think, single seat is available, but apart from that, it's a sellout. A few have gathered on the hill away to our left hand side with their blankets to watch on. You can see half of the pitch from the hill as you walk down to the Sixfield Stadium, so they've got a fairly decent view as Wilson launches that inside the penalty area for Derby County. It's cleared away. Appare is there. It's picked up this time by Leonard. Tries to play it forward. It will come loose this time to Thompson on that far side. Thompson onto his left foot will look to deliver. It's a high swirling ball to the back edge of the penalty area where Mendes Lang was waiting. Couldn't quite find him. It's picked up this time and back to Cashin by Sibley, and he'll then find Bradley inside the centre circle again. Orchestrator of many things here, Sonny Bradley, the former Luton centre half. He's inside the centre circle as it goes forward to Adams again. Adams then goes short back once more on that right hand side to Curtis Nelson and to Bradley, and Cashin will now come forward once more. The 22-year-old Irishman out wide to this left hand side to Mendes Lang again. Patient build up as they just look to try and find a way through this Northampton Town side, which is very compact. Everyone tucked in behind the ball. So the pressure on Derby County now to try and break them down. And it's another one back to Wildsmith inside his own penalty area. And right-footed this time. It's better, but it still picks out the head of a Northampton Town player on halfway. And it's Aaron McGowan who gets the header forward. But Derby County again can attack down that right-hand side with Wilson. Wilson charging forward, trying to get the better of Mané Month on that side. Gets the byline, catches it across towards Waghorn, who tried to get up for it, couldn't quite get there, and it's cleared away by Liam Moore from inside the penalty area and out for a throw on the far side.
That's the first time from either side that a player's tried to get beyond the defence of the other team. Wilson there did brilliantly, just going down that right-hand side for Derby, just gone the outside of Mané Month, trying to get his cross in, and he actually got a decent cross in. I'm just looking at Mendes Lang because Martin Waghorn's made a really good run to the near post, and Mendes Lang's got to make sure that he makes that next run to the penalty spot, and he's just on his heels. In the end, it was easily cleared by Liam Moore, the Northampton centre half. But it's interesting when Derby in possession, it's obviously they're trying to play out from the back, they actually go with a front five. So Liam Thompson actually goes up front in line with Waghorn and Mendes Lang, and you've got Kane Wilson on the right, Lewis Sibley on the left. So I just think they're a little bit too lateral. You know, I think maybe Thompson needs to come that little bit deeper to try and get himself involved in that 10 position.
Goals elsewhere going in. Harry Smith has scored for Sutton United, who lead Accrington Stanley by 1-0. And an equaliser for Gillingham against Morecambe. It's Morecambe 1, Gillingham 1. Oliver Hawkins on target for the Gills. On halfway, Derby County with possession. Almost 18 minutes played. On Talksport 2, Northampton Town 0, Derby County 0. Mendes Lang down this left-hand side. Does well to keep it in. Crowd shouts for handball. Gets inside the penalty area. Slides to set the challenge up. And the shot's driven in by Thompson. And it's well blocked at the edge of the 6-yard area. It was on target. Not sure there was too much power in it, or whether it would have ended up troubling Louis Malden. But it was a good block at the first shot on goal, really, of this game.
Really good play from Mendes Lang down Derby's left-hand side. Great little ball from Cashin, just dinking it over. Northampton's back 5. Mendes Lang nutmegged Liam Moore, who'd come out to this right-hand side. Just couldn't quite pick the pass as he got into the 18-yard box. That's just Derby now just starting to create that little bit of pressure. Obviously dominating possession, because Northampton have gone quite passive when they're out of possession. Every single Northampton player now in their own half.
Hurain just tries to deliver a long ball towards Mendes Lang. It's cut out at the edge of the penalty area. Well, that time by McGowan, wearing the captain's armband today for Northampton Town. Down that right-hand side again, Waghorn tries to get there. Wilson's done well. Wilson now heading towards the byline. Looks to lay the ball across towards the back post. He does. It's chested down and driven back goalwards, and then over the bar by Waghorn, who puts his effort from the edge of the 6-yard box. It was brilliant from Sibley, who played the ball across. But surely Waghorn's got to hit the target there, Perry Groves.
Yeah, very much so. He's just leaning back. It was really good play from Derby's 2 wing-backs. At first it was Kane Wilson again going ran down the outside of Monf, getting his cross in. Lewis Sibley coming in from this left-hand side. It was a great pullback from Lewis Sibley, just smashed the ball across 6-yard box. Martin Waghorn, completely unmarked. As the ball bounced up, all he's got to do is get his knee over the top of the ball. He puts it in empty air, he just smashes it over the crossbar. Really, Derby should be 1-0 up. Really excellent play from their 2 wing-backs.
Luke Norris has pulled a goal back for Tranmere against Crawley Town. Tranmere 1, Crawley Town 2. And Barrow lead Newport County courtesy of Cole Stockton's goal on the 20th minute. Here come Northampton Town on the attack down the left-hand side again. It's Pinnock this time, whose attempted cross is blocked out. And it will be a throw for the home side, level with the edge of the Derby County penalty area on that left-hand side. A reminder, more live football coming later today, of course. England in action tonight against Brazil. That's over on Talksport. Getting underway at 7 o'clock, the kickoff later this evening. Adrian Durham, Jim Proudfoot and Stuart Pearce will guide you through that one. There's the throw. It's not the best of throws. It's easily cleared by Ebu Adams again up towards halfway. Good header that time by Sowerby, who's sitting in amongst that back 3 for Northampton Town. And it will be a throw again for Derby County on that far side.
If you're going to say to everybody in the stadium, I've got a long throw, and you actually make that sign of, say, you push everybody away from, say, get away, I'm going to lob it into the box, you've got to make sure that you get it over top of the first man. And all it is that Ebu Adams is standing at the near post. To be fair, when Mitch Pinnock's taken the front, he just threw it straight to him.
Yeah.
So you just got to make sure that you miss him, or you get a Northampton player in front of him, and then he can roll it back to you and you get your cross in. But if you've got a long throw, you've got to make sure you get it into the 6-yard box.
The words of the former Arsenal winger Perry Groves, who's alongside me, Adam Bridge, here on Talksport 2 as we approach the midway point of this first half. It remains Northampton Town 0, Derby County 0. Plenty more EFL action for you coming in the next 10 days or so. Good Friday, 4 live championship commentaries for you, all on Talksport 2 throughout the day. You think the Easter Bunny's going to be busy over Christmas? He's got nothing on Talksport 2 and Talksport when it comes to live football commentary next weekend. As Mendes Lang just runs the ball out of play on this near side, and it will be another throw-in this time for Northampton Town. You're listening to Northampton against Derby in EFL League 1 on Talksport 2 with McDonald's. Order McDelivery on the McDonald's app and get tasty rewards points. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. We are at the midway point of the first half, and I guess if you're John Brady, you're probably a little disappointed that you've not got playing, but you're probably quite pleased that it's still 0-0.
Yeah, exactly. We're coming up to 23 minutes played, and Northampton obviously haven't conceded, but they haven't really been a threat going forward, Adam, have they? They've had one run down the left-hand side from Apire, where he's got in behind Curtis Nelson and got Northampton a corner. But apart from that, the only problems Derby County have had is when the ball's gone back to the goalkeeper, Joe Wildsmith, and he's completely miskicked it.
Apare gets the ball across into the penalty. Hoskins with a shot and goal! And that's a brilliant finish! And just as it looked like nothing was on, Northampton Town have got themselves the lead. And it's Sam Hoskins with his 15th goal of the season. And brilliant from Louis Apare on the far side. A looping ball. The only Northampton Town player in the penalty area was Hoskins. And he's guided the ball beyond Wildsmith and into the bottom corner. It's Northampton Town 1, Derby 0.
Well, Adam, we said that Northampton hadn't really been a threat going forward. That was a goal of the highest quality, because Apire's got the ball wide out on the left-hand side. He looks up, he puts in a long looping cross to the far post, and when Hoskins is coming in from that right-hand side, he looked like he was never going to miss. He had a lot of time to think about it, Adam, when the ball was dropping out of the sky. And instead of trying to smash it with his laces, he's actually cushioned it. He side-footed with his right foot, put it back across Joe Wildsmith, give him absolutely no chance in Derby County goal. Fantastic quality on the goal there from Northampton. Slightly against run of play, but they go 1-0 up here at Sixfield against Derby County.
You have to say, Perry, I mean, it's like you said, he could have tried to hammer that, and there are a lot of players who probably would have tried to hammer that as it was swinging over. He had so much time to think about it. It was the delicacy of that finish.
You know what, it was cool and calm, because in his head he knew exactly, as the ball was dropping out of the sky, he knew exactly what he was going to do. He just trusted his technique. You can tell why he's Northampton's top goal scorer. That's his 15th goal of the season in all competitions. I know you mentioned before the game he'd been on a bit of a drought, hadn't he?
It's first in 8.
Yeah,
so.
But you never... That wasn't a player who looked like that he was tense, or, you know, he hadn't scored, or he had a bit of a sort of psychological problem about missing chances. He was never, ever going to miss as that ball dropped out of the sky, and just a fantastic side foot with his right foot on the volley.
81st goal for the club in his 329th appearance for them today.
Do you know what?
Hoskins. Oh, Wilson's ball in, and it has to be dealt with by Mane Month, who puts it behind for a corner.
You know what? He actually made it look easy, because he had a lot of time to think about it. We can see it dropping out of the sky, and you think, right, what are you going to do here? And you can tell that he just shortened his stride as well to make sure that he got to the ball. So, brilliant execution of a very difficult technique.
Perry, I was literally about to say, there's no one up there. There's no one supporting. Apare's in the far corner. There's no one. And out of nowhere he appeared, and beautifully picked out. Here's the corner as Derby look to respond, and it's drilled goalwards that time by Adams and cleared off the line from inside the penalty area. It was a good corner. The first header away came to Adams, and his shot was on target and had to be dealt with as Thompson just heads that one down to Wildsmith away to our right-hand side. And, well, I mean, the good thing now about that goal for Northampton Town, it's going to force Derby to come out and play a little bit more, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. They're just up the tempo a little bit, you know, just trying to create a little bit of pressure. It looked like Abu Adams had actually equalised for Derby County. I think it was Liam Moore on the goal line who, as the ball went past Louis Malden, the Northampton goalkeeper, he made sure that he kept his discipline. He had that sort of sense where you sense danger, just drop back in, end up clearing off the line.
Derby County with plenty of work to do. 19 minutes remain in the half. Here's Waghorn just trying to beat the offside trap, but couldn't quite get on the end of it. 19 minutes to go in this half. Northampton Town 1, Derby County 0. You're listening to Talksport 2, where tomorrow afternoon we'll bring you live WSL action, not on telly as well. It's the Merseyside derby, Everton against Liverpool. That's underway at 1 o'clock, and we've got that for you right here on Talksport 2 tomorrow afternoon. Plenty of live football, and then an absolute marathon of live games next weekend across the Easter weekend. Of course, there's a full in the EFL programme on the Good Friday and the Easter Monday. We've got Premier League football on the Saturday for you. 3 live commentaries as well. So plenty to do. Make sure you've downloaded that app, because you're going to need it, particularly if you're being forced away to visit the relatives for Easter. It may well be a godsend for you, the TalkSport app, and you can swipe left and right, of course, between TalkSport and TalkSport 2.
A real extravaganza over the Easter period.
It will indeed be an extravaganza.
That's the last one.
Oh no, listen, I'll just keep setting them up for you, Perry, and you finish them off.
Well, that was just like Sam Hoskins.
Yes, indeed. 1-0 to Northampton Town. They lead the way here against Derby County, sitting second in that table, trying to pile the pressure on Portsmouth. Cashin, that's a decent ball in on that far side. It's got to be dealt with by Manny Month again at the edge of his own penalty area. He's looking for Kane Wilson, who was making the run, and almost found him, but Month is there and manages to get it clear. And the man from Cameroon, 10th start of the season for him, on that far side, playing in that left-back position. He's got more defending to do now. In fact, Pinnock's going to do it for him on this occasion as Thompson tries to get the cross away. And there's claims for a free kick, but Thompson's got it again. Now to Waghorn, edge of the penalty area, right-hand side, out wide to Wilson. Wilson, great cross! Adams again with a header down on his own, edge of the 6-yard box, and he's nodded it down into the ground and over the top of the crossbar. What a chance.
Well, I think Abu Adams must be wearing a crash helmet, because he should actually just header that with his forward into the empty net, and he's completely mistimed his header. It's a brilliant cross again from Kane Wilson down that right hand side for Derby, and he's just made sure as he's got to the byline, he's just chipped it up into the centre 6-yard box. Abu Adams has made a fantastic run. He's completely unmarked, and what's happened there, Adam, is too much neck movement. All he's got to do is make sure that he gets a good connection with his forehead, gives Louis Moulin absolutely no chance. He's actually headed into the ground, headed it over the crossbar.
Well, his last goal was in May 2022. He doesn't score them very often, and maybe we've seen a couple of examples why in the last few minutes.
Yeah, he was unlucky with the first one. Obviously with the volley, it was cleared off the line by Liam Moore, but that one he should be scoring. Good quality cross from the right-hand side from Kane Wilson. And I think that was a case of a player that's not normally in that position, and he's had too much time to think. And if you reverse it with Sam Hoskins, where he's a player who is an attacking player for Northampton, and he gets himself in advanced positions regularly, he knew exactly what he was going to do, where Abu Adams was caught in about 5 minds.
Mark Leonard's been fouled, and the free kick's gone Northampton Town's way, just short of halfway. I think they may well be partying on the streets of Chesterfield tonight. Jamie Grimes has put them one up against Boreham Wood. It's been the most protracted promotion party. They've been waiting to get started for quite some time, but looks like today could finally be the day. So Chesterfield lead Boreham Wood by a 1-0 in the National League. Non-league day today as well, of course. So if you have taken us with you to a non-league game as well, I hope you're having a terrific afternoon. We've got half an hour gone here in League One, where it remains Northampton Town 1, Derby County 0. The home side in front, maybe against the run of play and in terms of opportunities, because it's their only real effort on goal so far, but it was an expertly taken goal by Sam Hoskins, and it's what separates these two sides. Here's Louis Sibley lifting it forward for Derby County. Over halfway, it's cleared comfortably this time by Jack Sowerby. And it's a game of ping ball from half to half right now. Cashin will go up and win the header. Nodded forward. Appare's there again. The provider of the first goal. That's a nice clip ball from McGowan forward down this right-hand side to Leonard, who's by the corner flag. Looks to try and play the cross and wins his side. The throw in right by the corner flag as he plays the ball off Louis Sibley away to our right-hand side.
Yeah, it was a really good play from Louis Appare, playing up front on his own there for Northampton. You've got to make sure when the ball comes into him, you hold it up, exactly what he did. It's a great little chip ball from McGowan into Jack Sowerby. Just making a run in that right-hand channel. Now there's going to be another long throw from Mitch Pinnock.
Yeah, let's see if he can beat the first man this time in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It is headed clear this time by Nelson. It does come down though to Pinnock again on this near side, on his left foot, looking to clip it in towards the run being made that time by Leonard towards the byline. It's out of play for what will be a goal kick. I think a few thought that McGowan maybe had not had the final touch, but it is out for what will be a goal kick to Derby County. 32 minutes played on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL, where it's Northampton Town 1, Derby County 0. And it's Derby County with possession. Cashin forward down this left-hand side. Easily dealt with that time by Sowerby. Picked up by Adams just short of halfway. Adams gets it forward towards Thompson. It's well controlled and passed out, and now the charge is on through the centre. It's the goal scorer, Hoskins, who's going to try his luck from about 25 yards out. He does, and it deflects away for a throw-in on this right-hand side. There's a player that's full of confidence.
Yeah, very much so. Obviously from the fantastic volley. It was really good play from Sam Sheeran, actually, the Northampton centre-half, where the ball came into, and he just pinged it into Sam Hoskins, just playing in that 10 position, just advanced another 20 yards, tried to get his shot away, just got a block, went off a throw-in for Northampton deep in Derby County's half on the right-hand side.
Well, Pinnock was going to take a short one. He's now decided it's going to be a long one again into the edge of the 6-yard box, and Fox tried to get there around the penalty spot and get a shot away. Instead, he'll flick that ball back into the danger zone, where it's Manny Month who helped it on its way. McGowan thinks he was fouled, but the referee's not interested. Waghorn will just lift it forward. Waghorn, of course, now 34 years of age, and his experience tells at times in those defensive moments anyway. They've got some more defending to do here, though. They've won the ball back midway inside their own half, though, Derby County, and it's Wilson will get it up the line, and he does get it up the line quite nicely to Mendes Lang. Then it's hacked clear for Northampton Town on that far side, and Hoskins tries to bring it down, but he runs it out of play, and it'll be a throw-in on that far side.
Yeah, to be fair to Matt Pinnock, I said about Mitch Pinnock, the two long throws he had on this right-hand side, he actually has launched from the 6-yard box, but what he's done both times, Sonny Bradley, who's obviously wearing a headband, who's playing as the mid-centre half of the three, he's actually headed the ball away twice. So what Mitch Pinnock has got to do is vary up a little bit, so maybe not put it into 6-yard box, maybe just come a little bit more lateral and throw it level with the penalty spot.
Salford City, 20th in the table, have the lead over Notts County, who sit 13th right now. They lead by a goal to nil as things stand, and that's Connor McElnay who's scored the goal for Salford. Here come Northampton Town towards the edge of the penalty area, and the shot's a wild one in the end from Mark Leonard, about 25 yards out from goal. But again, just playing between the lines, Northampton Town, and finding themselves a bit of space.
Yeah, it's the second time there was a shot from distance. So this time it was Mark Leonard, the first time it was Sam Hoskins. But both times, both players got themselves underneath the ball. Did you say that Salford City were 1-0 up?
They are.
Do you want my inane stat of the day?
I like an inane stat. It's better than your puns, so we'll have the inane
Carl
stat.
Robinson, the Salford manager, lost his first ever league game against Notts County. Since then, he's unbeaten his last 9. He's won the last 5 on the trot. So this could be the 6th.
Well, there we go.
That's it.
I love the fact you do
done.
your homework. Fantastic from Perry Groves. Stato. Could get him on that fantasy football programme.
I think there's a niche.
Stato, well,
was that ship sailed?
10 minutes to go to half-time. You're listening to Talksport 2. It's Perry Groves, the former Arsenal winger and now official statistician for Talksport 2.
It's what comes with being an only child.
I was going to say, those lonely nights. What is the missus watching a box set, so you're busy just looking up your stats? Nothing like it.
Don't talk to me about the... is it Married in Australia or whatever it's
is that
called?
what she's into?
Obsessed.
Does she do Love Island as well and all those things?
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got to confess, Perry, I'm partial to a bit of Love Island myself.
You need to get a hobby, Adam.
I need to get out more, clearly.
Buy yourself a dog.
I've just got one. I've got 3.
There you go.
Throw down the right-hand side. Pinnock gets it forward, and Appleby was trying to chase after that one. It's a header back to Wildsmith again, who chases out at the edge of his box. Once more, it's Sam Hoskins there, who every time I look up, Sam Hoskins seems to be there. Wherever the ball is, Hoskins is close by for Northampton Town, who lead Derby County here by a goal to nil. Lovely little nutmeg there from Sibley on Fox, and then he's clipped a ball into the corner for Thompson to try and chase. It was a little bit hopeful. It's dealt with this time by Liam Moore, and now the chase is on. And it's Apare who's trying to get there, but the first header was from Sonny Bradley, and Pinnock goes toe-to-toe that time with Ebu Adams. There probably was a bit of pushing and shoving and shirt pulling, but the referee said it was 6 to 1, half a dozen of the other. Carry on.
Yeah, to be fair, you said it was Pinnock and Adams as the ball just bounced up. To be fair to Adams, he showed really good body strength, where it looked like Pinnock was the favourite. He just eased him off it. Said the referee there, Scott Oldham. Again, I love it when we're playing down in the EFL, where the referee just wave play on, nobody moans, everybody just gets on with the game. I think from both managers' point of view, John Brady, obviously Northampton manager, will be absolutely delighted with his team's shape, because obviously he's changed it again to like 3 centre halves. It's a flat back 5 basically out of possession. So you wouldn't say that Derby County ripped them apart, even though Adams had a great chance with his header and Waghorn maybe should have scored as well. Well, apart from that, you wouldn't say that Derby County have been ripping Northampton apart, and it's all been, a lot of the players been in front of the Northampton flat back 5.
Wrexham have a second. Grimsby 0, Wrexham 2. Andrew Cannon is the goal scorer for Wrexham. Here, still 1-0 to Northampton Town. We're into the last 7.5 minutes of this first half. Still a beautiful afternoon in Northamptonshire as the ball runs out of play on the far side for a Derby County throw, which Wilson will take. Scott Oldham's going to pull him back 5 or 6 yards. So about 15 yards inside the Northampton Town half. Good pressing on that far side again. That time from Leonard. And now it's with Cashin, who switches play to the right-hand side. And it'll be Curtis Nelson, signed from Blackpool in the summer, who will bring it forward down that right-hand touchline. Cleared away that time at the first attempt by Sam Sherring. Up towards halfway. Appare's there. He's gone down injured under the challenge from Sonny Bradley. Again, referee Scott Oldham allows play to continue, but now I think there's the potential of a head injury, so he's going to allow him to receive some treatment.
Yeah, I think it's probably Sonny Bradley's forearm that caught Louis Appare's back of his neck. Like you said there, because it looked like it could have been a head injury. Scott Oldham, referee, understandably have sort of stopped play. I don't think Paul Warren was very happy, the Derby manager. I was going to say roaring out of his technical error, but you can't come roaring out of that, really, can you? We can step lightly out of that technical area.
I was going to say you're not allowed to do that. He's got his woolly hat on, of course, regardless of the weather. Always down below, and you don't see him out too often in the edge of the technical area. He tends to do a lot of his thinking sat on the bench and allow his assistants to do that side of things. Here's Adams towards the edge of the penalty area for Derby County. Hurahan just tries to slip a ball through to the feet and the run that had been made by Thompson, but a bit of a misunderstanding. Different wavelength there between those two, and it's safely in the arms of Louis Malden away to our left-hand side.
Yeah, I think Hurahan was just a little bit frustrated because Thompson had made that run from the centre out to this left-hand side, and Hurahan just wanted Thompson to stand still. He just wanted to roll it into him because he was in about 5 yards of space in the 18-yard box, and he's carried on his run. The ball ends up going behind him and just goes through to Louis Malden in Northampton's goal.
Here's Pinnock, chance to run through here, edge of the penalty area. Pinnock tries to get the shot away, does at the second attempt, and it's well blocked that time inside the penalty area by Curtis Nelson. Again, good bit of link-up play between Appere and Pinnock at the edge of the penalty area, almost creating a really good opportunity for the home side.
Yeah, Appere's been impressive up front for Northampton. So he's play on that lone furrow, and every time balls come into him, he's held it up, he's engaged centre halves, just laid it off to Pinnock. Pinnock got it onto his left foot, and I think the ball just bobbled up, and he seemed to just trip himself up where he stuttered, where he should be just getting his shot off a little bit earlier. In the end, Derby could clear it.
Wilson finds Mendez-Lang down that right-hand side. High swirling ball, edge of the 6-yard box of the Northampton Town penalty area, and it has to be headed away by Aaron McGowan and behind for a corner to Derby County on this left-hand side.
That was the old-fashioned on the Saturday afternoon rugby league up and under, wasn't it?
It was an up and under, no doubt about it.
And it was quite high up here. It could have come down with snow on it, but you said there in the end it was really, really good defending.
Yeah, McGowan watched it all the way and cleared everyone out to clear from the edge of that 6-yard box. It's going to be Mendez-Lang to deliver the corner from this left-hand side for Derby County. Hurahan was looking for a little short one for a moment there, I think. But they have plenty in and around that 6-yard box as it chipped over towards the back edge. I think it was looking for Nelson on that occasion, urging the Northampton Town players to get out as Thompson will just push the ball to that right-hand side. Adams is there and he's dispossessed by Pinnock, and it goes into touch for a throw on that far side. 3.5 minutes remaining of the first half. You're listening to Talksport 2. Grimsby 0, Wrexham 3. Paul Mullin, the goal scorer for Wrexham, to make it 3-0 inside the first half there still. Here's Mendez-Lang down this left-hand side. Does well, gets past the first man. He got the better of McGowan, but then couldn't quite make it for a second time, and it was a good challenge that time, and he's felled I think Mendez-Lang may well have felled the mascot on that far side, who's down on the floor, and he's now stalking Mendez-Lang as he's about to take this corner, and all we can see is his tail sticking up in the air. It's a well-delivered corner. Adams, chance to chest it down, but couldn't get a shot away at the edge of the 6-yard box. And now the mascot thinks he's hilarious.
I actually thought for a minute...
Oh, here's a chance. Appere maybe? No, Wildsmith's going to get there first. Sorry, Barry.
It looked for a minute there that the mascot, who was obviously the Dragon, was man-to-man on Mendez-Lang, didn't it? It looked like he was trying to get the block in from the corner. In the end, it was a really good corner from Mendez-Lang. and he'll be disappointed because as he's whipped the ball in, it was actually cleared on the 6-yard box. I think it was Sam Sheeran who cleared it on the volley. So Mendes Lang will be saying, obviously, to his fellow forwards, whether it's Liam Thompson or Martin Waghorn, that they've got to be getting on the end of it.
Pinnock's done well there with a slight overhead to try and find Month towards the edge of the Derby County penalty area. A few high boots flying into challenges right now, and well, Fox looks like he was being held there, but the referee says play on, and Derby County will have possession. 2 minutes remaining in this first half. You're listening to Talksport 2. It remains Northampton Town 1, Derby County 0. That goal from Sam Hoskins in the 24th minute, the goal that separates these two sides as things stand. There's going to be a throw on this near touchline for Derby County, and it's about 10-15 yards inside the Northampton Town half as they try and get themselves on terms at the end of this first half. Bradley has it on halfway to the right hand side where he finds 30-year-old Curtis Nelson. Back in field again once more to Sonny Bradley. Missed the game against Bolton. It's his 441st league appearance today for Sonny Bradley at the age of 32. And again, that's good pressing from Hoskins on this near side, and it means Derby are back inside their own half with a throw, which Cashin will pick up. Bradley again, bandaged forehead, puts it out to that far side. Nelson's there. Wildsmith's going to have to go first time, and again it's got that familiar little shanky hook on his clearance. McGowan does well to just put himself forward. He's been taken down there by Sibley. Furious is McGowan. It's going to be a yellow card for Louis Sibley here as well. Second booking of the game. McGowan in some real discomfort around his knee.
Yeah, I think just as the ball bounced up, obviously McGowan got there first and his momentum took it forward, and what's happened there, Louis Sibley's studs have caught him right on the side of the knee, and you see that obviously McGowan just punching the floor because obviously that initial sort of impact where you get that little bit of pain, but he's all right. No physio's come on. I don't think we've had a physio come on in this first half.
Every time, even if they've looked in a bit of discomfort from the injury, no physio. They've just got straight up again. Scott Oldham's done a good job in this first half, for sure. We're into 2 minutes added at the end of this first half with a free kick for Northampton Town. 10 yards inside the Derby County half, and it's played across to Fox, who finds Pinnock 30 yards from goal. This time it's forward from Leonard down this right-hand side. Appare's going to try and get there, and he does well because he couldn't quite keep it from going out of play, so instead he just hooked his foot round it and concedes the throw by the corner flag as opposed to a goal kick. Good centre-forward play. Working hard for the team as Waghorn tries to control that, but he loses possession. Nice play from Leonard and McGowan that time. It's again another ball clipped into the channel. Going to be chased this time by Leonard, and it's hacked clear by Cashin up to halfway. Fox wins it. Apare takes it down, gets it back at the second attempt. Hoskins with quick feet gets it out wide to this right hand side. Now McGowan clips the ball over the top, but no one's following it, and Wildsmith will gather that inside his own penalty area. It's
the loneliness of a long distance centre forward because Apare has made 2 runs into that right hand channel, did really well the second time just to hook the ball away to stop it going out for a goal kick, and then it comes to McGowan. McGowan's actually just lofted it back into that right hand channel again. Apare's looked at him to say, "Are you having a laugh? I've just made 2 runs in there." But I've been very impressed with Apare up front actually. Northampton, he's held the ball up really well. You know, he's caused lots of problems.
Oh, there's a slip at the back from Manny Month, edge of the penalty area. It's Wilson who's got it for Derby County. Then gets it back from Sibley. Onto Adams, and well read and well defended by McGowan again on this near side. We're into the last 20 seconds of time added on at the end of this first half. Hoskins clips it down the line, chasing after his own ball. And across comes Adams and puts the challenge in. He looks around, looks fairly frustrated with some of his Derby County teammates. They trail here by a goal to 0. It's about time for referee Scott Oldham to put his whistle to his lips and to say enough. And no wonder the home support are on their feet. They have the lead at half time, courtesy of the 15th goal of the season from Sam Hoskins. Great work from Louis Apare on that far side as he swung a ball over into the penalty area. Hoskins had all the time in the world to watch it come down and calmly picked his spot in the far corner and put it away to give Northampton Town the lead. Up the other end, you'd say Waghorn and Adams potentially should have scored for Derby County, but it's the side in 14th place, so at this moment in time are stopping the Rams from closing in on Pompey near the top of the table. Half-time at Sixfields, it's Northampton Town 1, Derby County 0.
Adam, thank you. It's not the script that we were expecting. We joked, Perry Groves, about players with the flip-flops on for Northampton. Now they've got the magic 50 points. Not a bit of it so far.
No, not at all. They've been very competitive in this first half. They surprised us, obviously, with the formation. We thought they'd go 4-2-3-1, but they didn't. They decided to go 5 at the back, and out of possession, that becomes a flat back 5. And they've been defending really well. They've been defending deep. Derby have struggled to get any creativity, haven't really got behind the flat back 5. The couple of times it's happened for Derby County, it's been Kane Wilson down the right-hand side for Derby. But I have to say, in a first half, that I think the conditions are a little bit windy, to be fair, and the pitch is a little bit bobbly as well. There hasn't been that much quality, what you say, in the passing, and the technique side of it. But the one bit of quality came from Northampton Town when they got their goal. It
was real quality. High looping cross, and Sam Hoskins just guiding the volley into the bottom corner. How difficult is that technique, Perry?
Very much so, because you've got a lot of time to think, and being a right winger, I've been in that position when I was playing a lot of times myself, and because I wasn't a natural finisher, then I'd actually try and smack the case off the ball, hit it on the volley. And as the ball's come in from Apire on that left-hand side, and he's been really impressive up front as well for Northampton. He's like in the lone centre-forward, he's held the ball really well. So he's wide on that left-hand side, and he's put a long looping crossing with his left foot. And all of a sudden, from this right-hand side, Sam Hoskins appears totally unmarked, the right-hand edge of the 18-yard box, and as the ball dropped out of the air, he just shortened his stride. His last two strides were very short, because he knew in his head he already had that picture of what he was going to do, and as the ball's come down, he's just cushioned it with the instep of his right foot. Fantastic technique, back across Joe Wildsmith, gave him absolutely no chance, just nestled. I think he might have just clipped the far post and nestled in that side netting. It was a goal of the highest quality, and we hadn't seen a lot of that in the first half here.
No, absolutely beautiful goal. So Derby, in their hunt for automatic promotion, have it all to do. They had a couple of chances through Ebu Adams. He had one cleared off the line and a downward header that went up and over the bar. Perry Groves said it was like he was wearing a crash helmet. We'll take a break with the shock scoreline: Northampton 1, Derby County 0 in League One. But we're going to dip into the non-league, because Chesterfield have a huge opportunity to climb back into the EFL. They're playing Boreham Wood, and Ian Abrahams is watching.
And at half-time, it's Chesterfield 1, Boreham Wood 0. The goal came on 28 minutes near Mandeville's corner on the near side. A bullet header from the skipper, Jamie Grimes, to ease the nerves, any nerves that there were, and there weren't too many in these parts of North Derbyshire. Chesterfield came into the game knowing that if they avoided defeat, they would be promoted, or even if they were beaten and Barnet lost against Dorking at home, then they would be promoted. Well, that's not happening, because Barnet are 4 up at the break, 2 from Callum Stead, Nicky Kabamba and Gatlin O'Donker with the goals for the Bees down in North London. But that's irrelevant now, because Chesterfield are 1 up here, and they are 45 minutes away from being crowned National League champions and promotion to League Two. Jamie Grimes, their skipper, with the goal for Paul Cook's side at the break. Chesterfield 1, Boreham Wood 0.
Thank you, Moose. And they're looking to end 6 long years outside the EFL. You're listening to Game Day exclusive on Talksport 2. I'm Chris Latcham. Let's take a quick break, and we'll bring you the halftime scores from across the EFL next.
EFL Live on Talksport 2 with McDonald's. Fancy some extra fries for extra time? Order McDelivery now on the McDonald's app and get tasty reward points delivered too. 18 plus. Rewards account required. Participating restaurants. Subject to availability. Delivery fees and terms apply.
Nice grooming. It must be great with Skull Shaver products. Smooth and fast head shaving experience with Pitbull Shaver. 90 seconds and done. For face shaving, one line shaver with innovative features. Do you need a simple haircut? Use Beast Clipper. 5 minutes and done. Do you need to shave your back or somewhere else? We have easy and fast solutions. For ladies, beautiful and fast Butterfly Kiss Shaver. Skull Shaver products have over 100,000 5-star reviews worldwide. Find out what's new in grooming at skullshaver.co.uk.
Dad, no one uses voicemail. Send voice notes. Oh, did you set up your dating profile? It's time to put yourself out there. Never too old to fall in love. So basically, me and Marty spoke to Zara from St James's Place about saving for our honeymoon. After the house deposit, it looks like it won't be the Caribbean, more like Cornwall. Love you. Bye.
While you're looking out for the ones you love, our one-to-one financial advisors are looking out for you. St James's Place. Invaluable advice.
Switch to EE and get our fastest full fibre ever.
Well, how fast is fast?
Up to 1.6 gig fast.
Wow, so I can do online Pilates?
While they watch cartoons?
And download 4K films?
Whilst I'm gaming?
All at the same time?
That's right. All powered by BT with absolutely nothing to pay up front.
What? Nothing?
Not a thing. No wonder broadband switchers choose EE. Offer ends 4th of April.
New customers, 32.5% UK availability. Terms apply.
If you live for self-expression and have designs on more exciting interiors, let's make it real. Introducing the new all-electric BMW iX2 with ergonomically sculpted sports seats and an optional panoramic glass sunroof that floods the cabin with light. Search BMW iX2 to book a test drive. Nonconformists, please form a disorderly queue. Test drive subject to status and availability.
The McCrispy Deluxe is back until the 16th of April. Get both your hands round your tasty favourite with smoky bacon, hot and spicy mayo and a caramelised onion relish. Chicken that hits different. Available to the 16th of April. Served after 11 a.m, subject to availability.
Hawksby and Jacobs on Talksport with Toolstation. Unfiltered football debate. Done right.
Vatican City football team, Pep Swiss Guardiola.
Big hitting cricket comment. Done right.
Ricky Pontiff. No, yeah, cricket. You can't have cricket.
No, you can't have cricket. Knockout boxing opinion. Done right.
That was a classic.
Legendary. Entertaining afternoon radio. Done right.
Well, some would say it's absolute limbs.
Hawksby and Jacobs, weekday afternoons from 1 on Talksport with Toolstation for a job done right.
Live Gallagher Premiership Rugby on Talksport 2 tomorrow afternoon from 3.
It's got the distance, it's got the accuracy. Try scored!
A tough tackling rugby union commentary as Bath take on Sale Sharks.
And Ollie Lawrence has try number 5.
Bath take on Sale Sharks.
Tomorrow afternoon from 3. Live on Talksport 2.
Join the Football Collective.
EFL Game Day Live
on Talksport 2.
This is Game Day.
Halftime classifieds.
So this is Game Day exclusive on Talksport 2. I'm Chris Latcham. Let's take a classified check on the half-times, starting with
Sky Bet League One.
Only the 3 games in League One, no goals between Burton Albion and Port Vale. Carlisle are 1-0 up against Stevenage, and in our featured game, Northampton lead high-flying Derby County by a 1-0.
Sky Bet League 2.
Couple of early games. Mansfield Town, top of the pile, had to come from behind to draw 1-1 with Colchester United. Harrogate easily beat Bradford City 3-0. Half-time scores then: Barrow 1, Newport County 0. Crewe Alexandra and AFC Wimbledon are tied at 1-1. Doncaster and Forest Green Rovers is goalless. Grimsby are being beaten soundly 3-0 at home to high-flying Wrexham. Morecambe and Gillingham are tied at 1-1. Notts County losing at home to Salford 1-0. And Sutton down the bottom 1-0 up against Accrington Stanley. Tranmere Rovers 1, Crawley Town 2, and Stockport County against Milton Keynes Dons is a late kickoff.
The Vanarama National League.
AFC Fylde 0, Oxford City 1, Aldershot Town 0, Solihull Moors 0, Altrincham 1, Gateshead 0, Barnet second in the table, 4-0 up against Dorking Wanderers. Bromley losing 1-0 at home to York City. Chesterfield will be promoted as champions with a point. They're 1-0 up at half-time against Boreham Wood. Dagenham and Redbridge and Oldham Athletic is goalless. Eastleigh 0, Hartlepool 1. Halifax against Ebbsfleet has been postponed. There was a late postponement because of a waterlogged pitch. Rochdale 1-0 up against Maidenhead. Southend and Woking is goalless. And Wealdstone are 1-0 up against Kidderminster Harriers. And a little earlier, live on Talksport 2, Manchester City beat Manchester United 3-1 to go top of the Women's Super League. Chelsea can go back level on points at the top when they play West Ham tomorrow. Right, this is EFL Game Day live on Talksport 2. Following us on Talksport tonight, we have a biggie at Wembley.
Talksport Network, your home for all of the England action.
This is where the heavyweights emerge.
Harry Kane, history maker and record breaker.
It's one of the great sporting rivalries. Our mindset has got to be spot on.
I don't think this Brazil squad is going to frighten England. I don't think there's anything to fear there.
Interestingly enough, the Brazilian media were playing exactly the same game. Their team, man for man, their team's far, far better than our team is.
Now Rafinha down the right-hand side of the box, pulls it back, it comes to Vinicius Junior. 1-0, Brazil in front.
What a magnificent goal that was from Brazil.
Well, we want good performances. You know, we always have a high level of expectation.
I expect England to win the European Championship. Every other bloody country that builds up ahead of momentum wins something.
They're two great games for Gareth. Could be a great week for Wembley.
Who will be able to stop them? England look like world beaters again.
Mouth-watering, isn't it? It's only a friendly, but it feels like so much more. Join Adrian Durham and the team for coverage from 6 o'clock tonight ahead of the 7 o'clock kickoff. England, of course, without their captain Harry Kane. He's injured. And ahead of the game, the England boss Gareth Southgate has been talking up his other two striking options, Ollie Watkins and Ivan Toney.
It's a decision we will have to make because clearly a 9 is a specialist position and they have different attributes, and that would depend a little bit on injury status in other positions in the squad, and also having perhaps players that can play in more than one role. So I think both of them are aware that the opportunity is a big one, but they're both in good form. They've both had time with us. Ollie's been with us more recently, of course, and has done well in the games he's played. He's had a fabulous season for his club. Ivan, since he's come back into Brentford's team, has had the impact we expected him to. So they're two very, very good players.
So that's Gareth Southgate, the England coach, ahead of England-Brazil at Wembley, live on Talksport from 6 o'clock this evening. Earlier on Talksport 2, we brought you the WSL's Manchester derby, City at the Etihad, getting the better of United 3-1. And Bunny Shaw scored their third just 30 seconds into the second half to become the club's record goalscorer. Here's their boss, Gareth Taylor, talking about his leading front woman.
She brings a lot, Bunny, not just goals. I've always said that she's really capable in helping us in the build-up play. She does a lot of work defensively, attacking-wise, with set plays. So, and she's a big focal point. And I thought her goal today was quality. Jess did amazingly well to find her. It's a really good run from Bunny. Then she's got, obviously, to beat Mary Earps, who's a very good goalkeeper, and obviously pressure from both sides physically. And she holds that pressure off and manages to slot it in really well.
As for the Manchester United camp, their boss Mark Skinner had his birthday today. Not the best birthday, but despite the defeat, he says he's still proud of his players.
We will fight until the last game, I have no doubt about that, and we'll give absolutely everything as we have done in this game. I can't be more proud of the players, barring the goals we've conceded, which we'll look at and we'll go, we've got to stop that. The way they've put themselves onto the field today and dominated large parts of the game. Now I'm happy with them, but of course we'll be disappointed with the goals, especially the first one.
Yeah, Mark Skinner, the Manchester United boss. Defeat leaves them 6 points outside the Champions League places, and they are running out of games to try and reel in Arsenal, still in the FA Cup. And he is a manager that is coming under a little bit of pressure. We'll switch our attention back to League One, though, our live and exclusive radio commentary of Northampton Town against Derby. And it's not the team that you might expect that's in front.
A beautiful afternoon for the game of the day in League One right here. Wilson now heading towards the byline. Looks to lay the ball across towards the back post. He does. It's chested down and driven back goalwards and then over the bar by Waghorn. Apare gets the ball across into the penalty. Hoskins with a shot and goal! And that's a brilliant finish. Northampton Town have got themselves the lead.
That was a goal of the highest quality.
Here's the corner as Derby look to respond, and it's drilled goalwards that time by Adams and cleared off the line from inside the penalty area.
Derby fans are not happy. Couple of tweets. Stephen says, can anyone remember a worse opening half an hour from Derby County? And Witt says, playing into Northampton's hands, they want it scrappy, and that's exactly what it's been. Well, they've got 45 minutes to turn around if they are to build that cushion on the chasing pack in the automatic promotion race and to reel in Pompey at the top. We'll hand back to our commentary team of Perry Groves and Adam Bridge.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. Just waiting for the arrival of the two teams for the start of the second half. Worth remembering they've lost just 2 of their last 11 league games of Derby County. That's how impressive they've been. The last 2 away wins were by 3-0. So it just shows the performance from Northampton Town was excellent in the first half. Perry, what we do know, and he did it last weekend, when they were 0-0 against Bolton at half-time. He made 3 changes at half-time. Paul Warne is not scared to go. He's a bit of a marino. If they need taking off at half-time, he's not bothered about doing it.
Yeah, very much so. He brought on Thompson, Wilson and Waghorn, didn't he? He said there against Bolton, and 2 of the subs combined for the winning goal. We read out those tweets from the Derby County players. Oh, sorry, X now. I don't even know what it is. Is it X? I don't know what they are. Anyway, they might have done their coaching badges because they was 100% right about it being scrappy, wasn't it? It was wobbly. Derby weren't, even though they dominated possession, they weren't very good in possession because a lot of it was sideways, it was lateral, it wasn't really causing the Northampton back 5 any problems at all. I was a bit disappointed in Conor Hourihane in that first half because we mentioned before about him maybe being too good for this level. You'd expect him to be dictating play a little bit more. He wasn't really on the ball. Exactly. Wasn't getting himself on the ball, so maybe he's got to make himself more available. And just looking at Derby's bench, obviously you've got Connor Washington who's just come back after like a long injury. He'll give you that little bit of movement up front. You've got Blackett Taylor who can play in the wide areas or attacking midfield. You've got Ward who can play in the wide area as well. So there's a lot of options for Derby County. But at the moment, it looks like Paul Warne has decided to go with what he had in the first half.
Yeah, it does look like we're staying as we are. The arrival as well of the Northampton Town players. They are as you were too as we get ready to start the second half. Scott Oldham, our referee, just got the sun in his eyes. The sun behind us here, so we're well sheltered at the top of the stand. It is a beautiful afternoon, a spring-like afternoon. Easter weekend, of course, next weekend. Absolute feast of football for you across the Talksport network. We'll tell you about some of that. A reminder, England-Brazil coming up later tonight. Coverage underway over on Talksport from around about 6 o'clock. That gets underway at 7 o'clock this evening as well. But before that, we need to put our League One action to bed. The second half is underway as Derby County in their blue and white check shirts are attacking their supporters away to our right-hand side, or the end where their supporters are. Infield the ball goes, and it's half cleared at the edge of the penalty area by Leonard, and the offside flag was up anyway against Mendes Lang on this right-hand side, and it will be a free kick for Northampton Town. Mendes Lang is not happy about that decision and having a lengthy discussion away to our right-hand side with the assistant, and it looks like we may have a problem inside the penalty area for Mane Month for Northampton Town, who's gone down onto his haunches.
Yeah, I think he might have just overstretched and maybe just opened his groin up a little bit. But I think the frustration from Mendes Lang was because he just made that run into the right-hand channel and he tried to pick out Waghorn, then it was just a late flag, wasn't it, from the assistant?
Yeah, it was very late. He'd already played the pass and someone else was running onto it. And I think that's the point that actually Curtis Nelson is just making to the fourth official. He's just saying, I don't understand that decision-making and timing.
And the fourth official said to Curtis Nelson, I don't understand why you're coming over to me because I haven't got a whistle and I'm not a referee. Does it not always baffles me when managers and players get into the fourth official's ear and the fourth official say, look, I can't do anything about it. What are you coming to moan at me for?
You say that what I thought was quite interesting. I don't know if you caught the... just digressing away while they sort themselves out here. The Howard Webb running back of the Premier League VAR decisions. But the John McGinn red card, you hear the fourth official saying to the referee, that's a red card for me, that's a red card for me, and very much heavily getting involved. I didn't think they did that.
No, well, they'll tell you that they don't do that, and they'll tell you that the referee is all-seeing, all-encompassing, he knows everything that's going on, but you would say to your fourth official, if there's anything you think that I've missed, just give me, a little word in Michelle like.
2 minutes into the second half, another injury. This time it's for Sam Hoskins, who's down. It'll be a free kick for Northampton Town. It looks like Mane Month is okay. Still walking a little bit gingerly as he makes his way forward because he'll be one of the key presences here for Northampton Town.
Can we say hesitantly rather than gingerly? What do you think?
Yeah. If you would prefer that. I can't think why you'd prefer that, but yes.
Well, gingerly means, a bit weak, gingerly.
Okay.
Is it gingerous, do you think?
No, I don't think so, no. And you are far from weak, Perry. You're one of the strongest men I know with your jelly babies.
That's gone. That ginger's gone.
Yes. It's just grey now at the back, isn't it there?
Yours would be grey if you had the life I had.
Well, if I had some hair, mate, it would be grey. There's no doubt about that. Forward it goes from McGowan towards the edge of the penalty area. clipped out wide to this left-hand side. Pinnock's there to lift the ball in to the box. Chasing after it is Month hesitantly, but he doesn't quite get there, and it's half cleared this time by Adams, and then flicked on down this right-hand side. Waghorn's in a foot race here with Sowerby, but Sowerby will get there first and find Louis Malden away to our right-hand side. And it's Northampton's Town who have possession. Yeah. I'll run you through the team quickly. Malden is in goal. McGowan, Sherring, Moore, Month and Sowerby make up the back five. Then we've got Fox, Leonard, Hoskins and Pinnock in midfield, with Apare leading the line for Northampton Town. For Derby, it's Wildsmith in goal. It's Nelson, Bradley and Cashin across the back. Wilson and Sibley, the two fullbacks. Adams, Hurahan in midfield, with Thompson supporting Waghorn and Mendez Lang up front. So no changes. The team's as we were when we got underway at 3 o'clock this afternoon, right here on Talksport 2. And we're 4 minutes into the second half, and Northampton Town still have the lead by a goal to nil.
Yeah, again, Derby just can't really string 4 or 5 passes together. I think they've got to give Northampton credit. Their closing down has been very, very good when it's come into their own half. And another player you've got to give a bit of credit to, I think, is Jack Sowerby, who's normally a midfield player. He's gone and played in the centre of the 3 centre halves, just marshalling the two alongside him, Moore and Sherrin, and he's looked very comfortable there.
Yellow card for Erin Cashin for another foul inside the centre circle this time. I think Scott Oldham set the tone, and basically if you commit a foul that's of any substance, you're going to get a yellow card, because they've all been fairly not soft, but probably not warranted 3 yellow cards, really.
Well, Erin there thought he was going to cash in, but he actually cashed out, so it was definitely a yellow card from the referee. As you say there, I think, again, in the Premier League, referees, not every tackle's a yellow card, but the 2 yellow cards that he's given have been late. Yeah. And he actually looked, it's not as well where he's demonstrative as he goes, look at me, he's like, look, I've got to give you a yellow card for that. I'm trying to give you the benefit of doubt, but just calm yourself down a bit.
It's a dangerous ball by Cashin, the recipient of that yellow card, as he's put it out wide to this right-hand side. Now some room maybe for Kane Wilson to run. Kane Wilson, lovely ball into the edge of the 6-yard box, and trying to get a touch on that was Mendez Lang, and he almost did enough, but not quite, as Malden managed to get it clear. And now Apare's charging down this near side, up against Nelson, gets there first, then is he fouled? No, says the referee. Fury all around us, and Derby County will get it clear.
It's a brilliant ball from the right-hand side from Kane Wilson. He's been Derby County's main threat going forward. Great whip ball into the near post, and Mendez Lang just needed Inspector Gadget leg just to extend it a little bit more. It looked like he just got probably his right stud to it, couldn't quite deflect it enough. In the end, it went into Louis Malden's chest and came back out, and then it was a counter-attack from Northampton Town. Apare doing really well to get himself in behind Curtis Nelson. From here, it looked like it was a foul, but to be fair to referee Scott Oldham, he was closer than what we were, and I said, no, Apare, you've gone down a little bit too easy.
I thought it was a foul, you're right. I mean, we're not that far away, are we? But I was just waiting to see if you thought. I mean, I thought there was contact from behind, but fair enough.
Well, Apare had done really well, because he'd made sure he's got his body in between Nelson and the ball, and I thought Nelson was a little bit too tight on him. But I've got no problem with the refereeing the game like he has, as long as he's consistent, which he has been.
I just didn't see the benefit in Apare going down, because he was basically beyond the defender and could have run towards the goal or towards the byline or something. It was a weird decision.
It made a really good run, because, as I say, he's been up front on his own for long periods, but every time the ball's gone in the channels, he's made sure that he's got himself on the ball, he's held the ball up, and if he couldn't do that, he's put the 3 Derby County centre-halves under pressure.
As you say, he's one of those out-of-contract players, so he's playing for his future come the end of this season. Louis Apare, 100th appearance for the club today. Still only 24 years of age, just the 5 goals in the Championship this season. And they've come from his 30 appearances, but it's only his 10th start today, and he's been very impressive for Northampton Town. Unlike some of Pinnock's throws, because that one was straight to the head that time of Wilson, and he's headed clear, and it'll be a throw-in now for Derby County.
For someone who made a career out of having a long throw, I think I might change my my vocation, be a throwing coach. It's not difficult, because you're miles more accurate, obviously, with your hands than what you are with your feet. So you just got to vary it up a little bit more and just be a little bit cuter. Because, to be fair to Pinnock, there's a couple of times in the first half, he has got a long throw. He can launch it into 6-yard box. But he's just got a little bit cuter of where he's throwing it.
Mendes Lang. Hurahan, that was a ball swung across towards the edge of the penalty area, chesting that one down, and goalwards that time was Kane Wilson as the ball was delivered by Louis Sibley, and it's safely into the arms of Louis Molden away to our right hand side.
Well, Mané Month is a man mountain, by the way, playing on his left hand side, and he did really well there because Kane Wilson looked like he was getting the blind side of him, and he just made sure that he opened his body out. He got his left shoulder into Kane Wilson's chest and just ease him off the ball, because it was a really good ball in from Liam Thompson from that left-hand side. It's been a good battle down this side now, obviously for Derby's right-hand side and Northampton's left between Wilson and Month.
Pinnock's in down this left-hand side, cuts it back, edge of the penalty area. Hoskins hits it first time, tries to cut across it with the outside of his right foot, and he puts it out of play for what will be a goal kick. Wonderful opportunity, clever first ball from Pinnock, and nice play from Northampton Town.
Yeah, it was a spotter's badge from Pinnock on this left-hand side. He just made sure he pulled it back to the edge of the area, and if there's one player on the Northampton side you want the ball to fall to, it would be Sam Hoskins. And he looked like he composed himself. It might have just set up like a little bobble, because he looked like he just tried to cut across it with his laces and just sliced it completely. Maybe on this pitch, which isn't the best surface, it might be better taking a touch and getting onto his left foot.
Prior to today, of course, we're into the last, 7 games. So after today, it'll be last 6 in this League One table. The countdown as well is on in the Championship. It may be on the international break, but next weekend, across the Easter weekend, Good Friday and Bank Holiday Monday, each of those days, we've got 4 live Championship commentaries for you, all the way from lunchtime through to the evening kickoffs. Some cracking games as well, including matches involving leaders Leicester, of course. Leeds, should we say. Leicester and Ipswich, all of whom are in action. And we'll be following those stories throughout next weekend as the countdown to the finale of the Championship. Places in the Premier League up for grabs, of course. And you can follow them all right here on Talksport 2 and, of course, on Talksport. Early ball in this time from Sibley into the penalty area is half-headed clear by Pinnock. Comes out as far as Fox with his ponytail, who tries to win it the second attempt, and he does. Clips the ball forward. Apparay trying to close in on Bradley. That's short from Bradley as he heads it back towards Wildsmith, who gets the touch on it, and he pops it in to touch on that far side. And Alaplay for a throw to Northampton Town. Yeah,
there was a should I stay or should I go there from Joe Wildsmith. Just a lack of communication between him and Sonny Bradley, the Derby centre-half, and Bradley got his header to it. It was never ever going to get to the 18-yard box, and I think if a Perry was a little bit braver there, to be fair, Adam, I think he could have nipped in. I think worst ways out, he challenges Joe Wildsmith. In the end, Joe Wildsmith got himself to the ball first, and unusual for him, just smashed the ball out of play.
We've got 10 minutes gone in the second half, almost 11 minutes in fact, and still Northampton Town are on the attack. Fox gets it to Mané Month, who shoots, and he hits the post. Brilliant effort, driven with his left boot, and it hits the outside the left-hand post as it all opened up then for Mané Month.
Adam, that would have been one of the goals of the season. We're directly behind the flight of the ball, and as Mané Month got the ball into his left foot, he's just smashed through it with his laces, and it looked like it was going to arrow into Joe Wildsmith, top left-hand corner, and just at last moment it just swerved probably about an inch, and that made sure it hit the post, came rebounding back out again. You could hear from the noise of the crowd from Northampton fans. They actually thought it was in the back of the net. I must admit, so did we, because we was right in the eye line of the ball. Fantastic strike from Mané Month.
Yeah, the crowd cried shoot, and he obliged. Wasn't too far away. 12 minutes gone in the second half on Talksport 2. Northampton Town 1, Derby County 0. I mentioned all that Championship live commentaries for you next weekend. Sandwiched in between all that, the Premier League is back on Saturday. Exclusive commentaries, 3 of them in total to national radio that day. Newcastle against West Ham. I'll be with Dean Ashton and Reshmin Chowdhury for that one for you from St James's Park next Saturday lunchtime. That's a 12:30 kickoff. Perry, you're going to be at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, aren't you?
Yeah, I've got my false nose and glasses. I think Talksport are trying to turn me. It's the 4th time in the last 7 games we've been.
Oh dear.
But I have to say, obviously the facilities everybody knows are fantastic, but Spurs are always entertaining. When you go there, you know what you're going to get. You know you're going to get handball. You know you're going to be on the front foot. So it's not like it's a proper job, Adam, is it? To be fair.
It's true. And then we've got an 8 o'clock kickoff for you next Saturday night as well. Brentford against Manchester United as well. So just get this clear. Whatever you're doing next weekend, take Talksport and Talksport 2 with you. We've got the Championship on the Friday and the rest of the EFL, of course, when Adrian takes you round the grounds. We've got the Premier League on Saturday. We've then got the Championship again for you and the rest of the EFL on Monday. Plenty of live football to get your teeth into once you've got your teeth into your Easter egg.
It'll be exhilarating.
It will indeed. I thought you said no more.
Can't help it.
Oh,
sorry.
13 minutes gone in the second half. You're listening to TalkSport 2. Northampton leading by a goal to nil. We're going to see a first change here, and it's an enforced change. I think Aaron McGowan is the player that's going to go off on the far side, and we're going to see Will Hondermark coming on to play. And he does come out to join the fun. And it's McGowan, who I thought has been quite impressive, actually. He's had a really good game, Aaron McGowan, captain in the Northampton side. So slight little change potentially, bearing in mind that conversation that's taking place right now between Hondermark and Liam Moore on the far side. Let's see if there is any change to how they set up all personnel. They're on the attack again here. Apare chasing that one down, but it's out of play, and it will be a goal kick for Derby away to our left-hand side. Quiet start to the second half. Not many goals going in around League 2, where most of the games are taking place this afternoon. A reminder as well that Chesterfield are in front in the National League as they aim to finally secure that promotion back to the Football League today. Adams gets it forward, but doesn't really get very far as it's cleared away that time, or half cleared anyway, by Mark Leonard from midway inside his own half. Here's Hurahan inside the centre circle. Gets the ball forward down that left-hand side to Sibley. First intervention that time from Hondermark. And he wins the throw for his side, just short of halfway. And everyone on their feet around us for Aaron McGowan as he makes his way to John Brady and into the dugout down beneath us.
Yeah, he said he was impressive in that first half. Just mooring up down that right-hand side. Just looks like it's a like-for-like change. Hondermark will go and play as that right wing-back.
And his 13th start of the season today for McGowan. Returning to the starting lineup. Here's Waghorn for Derby County. Just over halfway. Forced back towards Nelson. And puts it out wide to this right-hand side where he picks out Wilson. Wilson down this right-hand side. Good position to get a cross away, which he does towards the penalty spot. Comes down. Hurahan with a chance to shoot, which he does. And what a block that is. It's taken two players out, and they still attack Derby County. There's two down in the penalty area. And one of those, I think, being Pinnock, who may have took the full force of that.
That is Mitch Pinnock actually putting your body fully on the line, because as the ball dropped, great cross again from Kane Wilson's right-hand side. Ball dropped to Conor Hurahan about 12 yards out, and he's smacked it on the volley. Full-blooded volley, and Mitch Pinnock made sure that he charged the ball down.
Wilson again, and he puts the ball in low this time, and Thompson tries to flick it at the near post goalwards. He does get it goalwards, but about 3 or 4 yards off target.
Yeah, again, it's the danger from Derby County is coming down their right-hand side from Kane Wilson. From Paul Warren's point of view, the Derby manager, he'd want a little bit more from the left-hand side from Louis Sibley, because he hasn't got nowhere near advanced as what Kane Wilson on this right-hand side. And to be fair to Kane Wilson, his balls into the box have been really good, as we saw there. Obviously, the cross before, the one he's just hit into near post there. Just brilliant defending from Mitch Pinnock, where he just put his body on the line, blocked the shot.
Morecambe have lost their last 3 games, but they're beating Gillingham now by 2-1. Charlie Brown is the goal scorer for Morecambe. And Doncaster Rovers, they lead Forest Green by 1-0. Luke Molyneux with his 6th goal in all competitions. Northampton Town were defending to do here. Mendes Lang, edge of the penalty area, forced backwards. Still got the ball in his feet though as Fox closes him down. He goes all the way back though to Bradley, and Bradley will then find Cashin on that left-hand side. Just over halfway. Now driving forward down that left-hand side for Derby County. Towards a ball out wide. The offside flag's up as he tried to find Louis Sibley. And That's going to be a free kick. In fact, it wasn't Sibley, it was Thompson on that far side. And here comes that change from Paul Warne.
Yeah, that is the cardinal sin there from Louis Thompson. He's looking right across the line over on that far left-hand touchline. You should never be caught offside when you're the furthest man.
So Louis Sibley will depart and Callum Elder will come on. His 21st appearance of the season for the Australian. So he will come on and play in that wing-back role. We're also seeing Liam Thompson depart. He's going to be replaced by Corey Taylor-Blackett. And the other change, I think we're going to see Corey Smith introduced as well. Yeah, Blackett-Taylor goes out there now, and it's going to be Ebu Adams. And there's some boos as we see Corey Smith come on to enter the fray. So not a popular decision, that one, but Smith is on. And I mentioned earlier to Perry that Paul Warne was saying in his press conference that Corey Smith was one of his options in the attacking line. He's scored one league goal in his last 203 games. But
he didn't say he's necessarily going to score, he just said he was an option.
Yeah, well, as you said, maybe he'll make a nuisance of himself. That's the key to it, I think. But that's how things are at the moment for Derby County with his injuries to Collins and Gale as well. And obviously they're also missing John Jules too. So a few forward players out of action as Northampton Town come again. Fox gets the crossover. Oh, there's a hand there. That's surely got to be a handball against Wilson. Well, the referee's not interested. Very casual that time from Kane Wilson inside the penalty area. It was a cross from Ben Fox that wasn't really going anywhere, and it certainly struck Wilson's hand. Here's Appere, Hoskins, and there's going to be a foul there, and that's going to be a yellow card, and it's the challenge from Mark Leonard that's going to be penalised. And the referee will book Leonard for the challenge on Waghorn, and in the meantime, I think John Brady's going to be talking to the assistant and the fourth official about why that wasn't a penalty.
Yeah, I think, to be fair, you always look at the reaction from the player, and with Kane Wilson, as the ball bounced up, I don't think he made a second movement. I think it was more ball hit hand, and Scott Oldham, the referee, was probably about 35-40 yards away, but he had a clear view of it, and he felt the same as me, because Kane Wilson, normally you have a second look at the referee, he just carried on, didn't he? Just ran away with the ball. So obviously the Northampton fans down to our left-hand side were really disappointed.
Well, referee coming over, and it's going to be a yellow card for John Brady from Scott Oldham, who is furious about many things, it would appear, despite the fact his side is still leading here against Derby County by a 1-0.
Well, I said before about why are you just shouting in the fourth officials here, which is Michael Chard. Obviously John Brady wanted the penalty, and again the fourth official saying, well, I haven't got the whistle, it's nothing to do with me, it's just you're the nearest official that they can vent their frustration at. And the referee Scott Oldham just saying, look, you can't.
Here's a chance for Waghorn. It's cleared off the line. He beat the keeper. The free kick was taken quickly. The flick on from Cashin. Waghorn's effort was going goalwards, and it had to be cleared by Sam Sherring there and put behind foot will be a corner to Derby County.
Sam Sherring did really well. They just read the danger, said that as the ball just lofted into the box, Waghorn got himself there before Louis Malden in Northampton's goal. He just toe poked it past him. Looked like he was going to roll into an empty net. Sam Sherring just sniffed out the danger, managed to clear the ball away for a corner for Derby over on their left-hand side.
Liam Moore tangling there with Cashin at the edge of the 6-yard box. Here comes the corner. Left-footed swung over, and it's almost come towards Cashin again. Cleared again by Sherring this time at the edge of the 6-yard box, and out of play on the far side. What will be a throw to Derby County? Level with the edge of the penalty area as we approach the midway point of the second half. Again, Sherring up with a header to get it clear, and a powerful header too. Taken down on that far side and just about kept in play it was. Now the break down that left-hand side, the far touchline. Blackett-Taylor tries to get the shot away, and again it's poked behind, and it will be a goal kick. No touch from a Northampton player, and the fury of Sonny Bradley towards the referee. I'm surprised he's not been booked.
Yes, a reaction just showed the frustration. I think that is just starting to creep in now to the Derby County players and Derby County supporters, because Northampton have defended resolutely. Obviously Paul Warner's rung the changes.
Two more coming as well. He's not messing around here, no doubt about it. You're listening to Northampton against Derby in EFL League One on Talksport 2 with McDonald's. Order McDelivery on the McDonald's app and get tasty reward points. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. Nathaniel Mendez-Lang is the player. I think they did just hold up 11. Well, at this moment in time, Curtis Nelson's coming across probably to work out what's going on. We're going to see the return of Connor Washington, and that's going to be in place of Martin Waghorn. So he's entered the fray as part of those changes. And we also saw the introduction then of Joe Ward on this right-hand side for Derby County as well, with the departure of Mendez-Lang. So all 5 changes for Paul Warne as he tries to stir this Derby side into finding a goal and, well, try and get themselves 1 or maybe 3 crucial points in this game in that race to close down Pompey at the top of the table in League One. Here's Cashin on this near side. Oh, he's dillied and dallied, and Month is there and has won it back, and it comes out to the right foot of Leonard, who clips the ball in, and the spin on it almost took it into the path perfectly of Louis Après, who's inside the penalty area, but it was gathered in the end by Wildsmith, and away can come Derby County on that left-hand side.
Yeah, it's really unlucky there by Mark Leonard, just trying to cheeky little reverse pass into Louis Après, just in that left-hand channel. Just need to put a little bit more backspin on it.
And he just puts the ball forward again that time. Après, the chase is on here for Hoskins, and Wildsmith has swung it high inside the centre circle, and Leonard goes down under that challenge from Wilson, the referee, as stopping play, because it looks like it is a bang on the head again for Mark Leonard. Leonard on loan from Brighton. He's been in good form recently. 4 of his 5 goals have come in the last 11 games. I think he's going to be okay, and he's up and about. No need for any treatment. And the cries, if you don't know what you're doing, coming from the away supporters away to our right-hand side.
Yeah, but to be fair, when there's any danger, it could be a head injury, the referee, Scott Oldham, has to stop the play. You said there that Mark Leonard, obviously just a little bit dazed, but not concussed, just got himself up. So the physio doesn't have to come on, and the game just can continue.
Morecambe 2, Gillingham 2. Timothy Dieng has equalised for Gillingham. Now down that left-hand side, Elder in here. Chance to pull that ball back, which he does inside the penalty area. Hacked up into the air by Leonard again towards his own goal, and it has to be cleared by Sowerby from the edge of his own 6-yard box. And Derby County just starting to turn the screws a little bit on Northampton.
Yeah, Northampton just sitting there a little bit deeper. Elder on the left-hand side for Derby, just picked the wrong option. Well, he had 5 players in the 6-yard box. He tried to just cut it back.
So Ward has now come out to this right-hand side, and Wilson playing a little bit further forward here for Derby County as they go in search of that equalising goal. They trail by a goal to 0. 19 minutes left on Talksport 2. Following League One today, a reminder, international football is coming your way on Talksport tonight. Underway at 6 o'clock from Wembley Stadium, England against Brazil. It's a 7 o'clock kickoff over on Talksport. Adrian Durham with Jim Proudfoot, Stuart Pearce for that one for you. And then more live football tomorrow afternoon here on Talksport 2. Everton against Liverpool in the WSL. It's not on the telly. You can hear it from 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon here on Talksport 2. Derby County with a throw down this right-hand side. Launched forward and over halfway. It's towards Wilson again, who eventually takes it down, more maybe by luck than judgment. Then it's punted forward, and Appare's on the chase here. Bounces right at the edge of the penalty area. Cashin's under pressure, and in the end he puts it behind, and words are exchanged between Cashin and Wildsmith, because Wildsmith started to come, changed his mind, and in the end it's a corner for Northampton Town.
Again, there's just that lack of communication, you said there, from Wildsmith and Cashin. And to be fair to Appare, again it's chasing a lost cause, playing up front on his own, just making sure he's running the channels. And as the ball bounced up, he just let Cashin have to make that decision, because he didn't get any help from his goal kick with Joe Wildsmith. He ended up putting the ball out of play for a corner for Northampton on their left-hand side.
Elsewhere in League One, it remains Carlisle 2, Stevenage 0, and still Burton 0, Port Vale 0. Huge game at the bottom of the table between those two. So we've got an injury inside the centre circle. We're also going to see the introduction, it looks like, of Ali Koiki, who is prepared to come on. I think they are just waiting to see whether they need to make the change because of an injury or whether it's going to be a tactical one from John Brady down below. We shall see. In light of the other goals going in elsewhere, Sutton United have got a third. They lead Accrington Stanley by 3-0. Nino Adom Malachi with the goal for Sutton United to make that 3-0. And Solihull Moors in the National League, they lead at Aldershot Town. Tavon Campbell, the goal scorer for Solihull Moors. A reminder, Chesterfield now leading by 3-0 in that big game for them today against Boreham Wood. So it's Liam Moore, who looks like he's going to be all right to continue. So now they can make the plan change, unless it is Moore who's going to come off. I think he's going to just have a stretch out on this near side to make sure he is okay to continue before they make that substitution. In fact, they may well take the corner first on this left-hand side for Northampton Town. And if that man wants to sit down, because he's blocking the way. And he is sitting down, thankfully.
It's a corner for Northampton on this left-hand side. They've only got 2 players in the 18-yard box.
Maybe this is a route. Well, I think, and that's the point that's being made here on this left-hand side. It's like, well, is anyone going to come in? Instead, it's played short to Hoskins, and there's the rage from Mark Leonard to say, where is everyone? It's only 1-0. We've got 16 minutes left here, and no one's in the penalty area.
All you had was Apiri and Ben Fox. Apiri on the penalty spot and Ben Fox just behind him. And quite rightly, Pinnock just thought, well, I'm not going to put the ball in. I'm just going to play it with Leonard and just have a little 2-1 situation.
Pinnock's throw-in this time is easily headed away, as it has been time and time again, that time by Curtis Nelson. And Nelson again will get a second header, this time to halfway. Diving header from Liam Moore, who is fit to continue. So that substitution for Northampton Town's been put on hold, and Derby will have the throw on this near side. We're into the last 15 minutes, a crucial 15 minutes here for Derby County.
Yeah, Derby County, Paul Warren says he's not afraid to ring the change. He's actually changed the shape. He's got like a 3-4-3 now. Obviously up front, over on that left-hand side is Blackett Taylor. Through the middle, Connor Washington. And on this right-hand side, Kane Wilson, who has been Derby's best player going forward, even though he was in that right wing-back position.
Long ball forward, looking for Wilson, who's going to try and flick that on towards Washington, but he's got to take on Mane Month in that situation, and Month does what he needed to do. There was a foul there on Pinnock from Horderheim, and the referee just allowed play to continue, but no real advantage played out for Northampton Town, and Derby County have got it back, and they have it with Joe Ward on halfway. Clips the ball down this right-hand side in towards the edge of the penalty area. It's going to be cleared away by Mane Month on this near side, and back into the danger zone. You'd feel from Curtis Nelson, and it's a header that's won by Ben Fox to Pinnock. Pinnock up around this near side. He's onside, but he's not going to chase after it because he's not going to get there, and he's put one hell of a shift in. And you can tell it's just starting to show in his legs a little bit as we enter the final 14 minutes here on Talksport 2. Northampton Town 1, Derby County 0.
Yeah, Perez expended a lot of energy in this game so far, just coming up to 77th minute. So his team are dropping deeper and deeper, so that means then he's a little bit more isolated. So I think he'll be just a little bit more considered on the runs that he's going to make. It was Pinnock just trying to help the ball over the top of the back.
Offside flag is up immediately on that far side, and Derby County will be penalised, and it will be a free kick to Northampton Town about 10 yards outside their own penalty area. So as things stand, it means the gap between Portsmouth will still be 5 points, but they will have played a game more, and it would mean Bolton are obviously 4 behind them, but will have a game in hand. So it will be becoming a little bit tight. And in fact, if it stays like this, Peterborough on 71 points will have 2 games in hand on Derby and could get up to 77, the same as Bolton. So it's all still to play for.
Yes, it's a really good result, you said there, for Portsmouth, Peterborough.
Well, for everyone around them, yeah, exactly. And Barnsley as well, to be fair. They're on 71 points too, and they'd have 2 games in hand as well. It's crucial that Derby County get something out of this game, and they've got 13 minutes left to do it. Heartbreak last year, of course, when they missed out on the playoffs by a single point. It was. They've already got 2 points more than they had at the end of last season. They had 76 points at the end of the last campaign. Here's Hoskins bursting forward. Hoskins at the edge of the penalty area. Needs some support. It arrives from Mane Month. Tell him to shoot, probably a long way out, but instead he's going to get inside the penalty area. Now he'll shoot! And maybe he should have tried the cross instead, because he's fired that high and wide and into the back row of the stands.
Yeah, it's really good play from Northampton down the left-hand side. Sam Hoskins just nipping in and getting the ball and just putting a lovely bit of ball into Mane Month, who got himself the wrong side of Ward. And just as he skipped past him, then he's just got to compose himself and make sure he gets his shot across Joe Wildsmith and tries to nest it in the far post. Again, as the ball's bobbled up, he sliced it completely, hasn't even hit the target. That was a lot easier chance than one he had about 15 minutes earlier from 25 yards, which crashed back off the post.
Danilo Orsi has 18 for the season. Is now Tranmere Rovers 1, Crawley Town 3. Huge goal at the bottom of League One. Burton Albion 0, Port Vale 1. Ryan Loft is the goal scorer for Port Vale. They've been in dreadful form. Failed to score in 5 of their last 7 games in League One. Winless in 2024. However, Ryan Loft has put them in front with 7 minutes remaining. And Perry, do you have a stat for me?
Yeah, well, say Port Vale have only won 1 of the last 6 away at Burton in the league. And they've given 10 academy products minutes on the pitch this season in League One. Nearly 50 appearances between them.
Elder gets the cross in. It takes a deflection out of play for a corner on that far side to Derby County. 11 minutes remaining here at Sixfields on Talksport 2. Northampton Town 1, Derby County 0. Crucial goals at the bottom of League One. Here, near the top, Derby County need to try and find an equaliser and ideally a winner. They're going to close in on Portsmouth at the head of the table. Here's that corner on the far side for Derby. Into the near post, looking to try and find the head that time of Curtis Nelson. Cleared out on the far touchline. Charges on down that far side as down, looking for a free kick by the corner flag, and it's been given by the referee. I think it was Ward, the player, that went down, and he's won his side. A free kick, level with a penalty spot on that far touchline.
Really good defending initially from Mark Leonard at the near post. It was a wicked in-swinging corner from Ward from the left-hand side, in-swinging with his right foot, and Mark Leonard made sure he got himself to the ball first, and the ball went out back to Ward. Mark Leonard's followed the ball out. Ward's tried to go on the outside of him. Mark Leonard's brought him down. Free kick for Derby County in a really dangerous position out on that left-hand side.
Level with a penalty spot, yard in from the touchline, swings it towards the back post, and it's gathered in the end by Louis Malden, who may have taken a knock in the process. Really brave goalkeeping. And I mean, Ward, who hasn't scored a goal since the League One playoff game for Peterborough against Sheffield Wednesday, I think he thought maybe that was going to find its way into the back of the net, but Malden gathered it well.
Yeah, it was brilliant goalkeeping from Louis Malden. John Brady, Northampton manager, was actually quite critical, wasn't he, of Louis Malden when they lost against Wickham last week, at fault maybe for the 2 goals. But it was a wicked delivery from Ward again from that left-hand side. It looked like it had gone over the top of Louis Malden. Just made sure he just watched the ball, just took it at his highest point, and then he managed not to roll over the goal line. Very good, strong goalkeeping from the young goalkeeper.
He's on loan from Wolves, trying to take that down at the edge of the penalty area. It's Connor Washington, just knocks it back. Wilson inside the box, edge of the penalty area. Quick feet that time from Blackett Taylor, headed down and away by Manny Mont, and then helped on its way from inside the penalty area by Hoskins. Pressure really building here. Here's Ward down this right-hand side for Derby County, into the feet of Wilson. Across will come Manny Monthu, does really well. He turns, little shirt pull there as well, which the referee lets go, and in the end he just puts the ball into touch, and it'll be a throw on this near side for Derby County.
Yeah, just Derby County trying to apply some pressure. We've got 8 minutes to go, obviously, plus added on time. Northampton just started to sit deeper and deeper, just dropping into their own 18-yard boxes, whether Derby County can fashion a chance.
Ward swings that one, great cross, and Malden has to punch, but it's only gone up in the air inside the 6-yard box. Then it's going to be gathered, is it, out of play, and it will be a corner again on this near side. The last touch was that of a Northampton Town player as Malden tried to gather it. Another corner on the right this time for Derby County.
Yeah, it was a great ball again from Joe Ward. Since he's come on, he's been putting really dangerous balls in to the box from the left-hand, right-hand side. Corner for Derby on their right.
Hurricane swings it over. It's headed away by Mane Month. I'm not too sure he knew too much about it, but he gets it clear. And it's Ward who go all the way back to Wildsmith away to our left-hand side. What an enthralling finale we have here at Sixfields. We've got, just under 8 minutes remaining plus time to be added on. Launched forward by Wildsmith again. Northampton Town still leading by a goal to nil. Sam Hoskins' goal in the 24th minute is what still separates these two sides. All the drama of the closing stages of this EFL season right here on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. Long throw this time for Derby into the penalty area. Headed away that time by Liam Moore, but only to the far edge of the box. Elder swings it across. Wilson with a touch as he tried to guide it goalwards, and it's cleared from the edge of the 6-yard box that time, again by Sam Sherring. But Derby have it, and it's a real struggle for Northampton Town to get out at this moment in time. It's a back line of 6 as things stand.
They've said there they've just got deeper and deeper.
Ward finds Blackett-Taylor on that far side by the corner flag. Blackett-Taylor on his right foot gets it across. Oh, there's a hand there. A very clear handball that time. And it was Sonny Bradley with the bandage. The handball was as clear as his bandage, to be fair, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's not difficult to spot him, is it? From the referee, from Scott Oldham. Just a good run at the near post from Connor Washington. He just got a little touch on it with his head. He said there it looked like it was going to drop for Sonny Bradley, but unfortunately he couldn't get his chest to it. He just put his arm out. It was an obvious handball. But every time the ball's come into the box now, you have to say that the 3 Northampton centre halves, Shearing, Moore and Sowerby, have been absolutely excellent. They've been the first to the ball. They've made sure that if they haven't won the first ball, they've won the second knockdown. So it's whether in the wide areas Derby can just get that little bit of quality.
The battle for promotion and the playoff places in League 2 is getting very fascinating. Morecambe 2, Gillingham 3. Mahoney with a 6th goal of the season. That would move Gillingham up onto 59 points, level with Crawley in 8th place in the table, of course. It's the top 3 and then the next 4 who go into the playoffs. So all to play for in League 2 as well, as this EFL campaign comes to a close in the coming weeks across the Talksport network. On the far side, Elder again, left-footed ball swung in for Derby County, and out will come Maldon. He does well, edge of his 6-yard box, gathers it cleanly, falls on it, Pickford-esque, and with 5 minutes to go, plus time to be added on, it's still Northampton Town 1, Derby 0.
Yeah, just a little bit too lifted there from Callum Elder, playing as the left wing back for Derby County, warm up now as a left wing up. They said there, as the ball just come into the 6-yard box, Louis Morden again looked very, very confident. You could hear the shout of keepers from here. Made sure he got it in his hands, just fell to the floor just to waste that little bit of time.
Manny Mont's giving that away. Houlihan, forward he goes. Manny Mont is there again once more. This time it's picked up by Leonard, who's playing a little bit deeper in this second half. He finds Ben Fox, who's still going strong out there. 86 minutes on the clock. As right-footed, it's played forward by Liam Moore, looking to find Apare towards the edge of the penalty area. Fox driving forward again. Apare looks a little out on his feet. And I'm sure John Brady's looking to refresh things if he can. Here's Pinnock, still full of running and full of energy.
Yeah,
Gives it short to Fox again.
Apare looks a bit Apare-ski at the moment, doesn't it, to be fair to him, because he has put one hell of a shift in. It's when your lactic acid gets in the top of your muscles.
He's going to try and run it off now down this left-hand side. Pinnock's ball find him. Apare inside the area on his right foot. Tees it up for Pinnock! And the shot takes a deflection. It was always curling, potentially wide of the left-hand post, but it did take a deflection and is out for a corner.
Really good play again from Apare, just running in that left-hand channel, making sure he get himself turned, just rolled it back to the edge of the box to Mitch Pinnock with his left foot. And he said there, it looked like it was going to miss the target, but Cashin didn't know that. He just made sure that he got his head to it, deflected out for a corner for Northampton over on their right-hand side, where Pinnock will just take his time going to retrieve the ball.
Well, he will. I think Liam Moore's done here as well. He's on the floor. He's just signalled to the bench that he can play no further part. So it's going to be a change. Kieran Bowie is ready to come on as well. Of course, Bowie has scored 8 goals this season for Northampton Town. He was playing for the Scottish under-21s. And, I mean, it's really good work, actually, between the Scottish national side to say, actually, we can get him back for you for Saturday if you need him. So he's going to come off the bench. We're also going to see the introduction of Sean McWilliams too. And standing ovation all around us for Liam Moore. He's been excellent today. So he'll depart and be replaced by Ali Koki. And that's the first change. And there is two more. Whether they'll do them just now, and they are. And it's going to be McWilliams who'll come on to replace Ben Fox, who also is one of those players who's put a terrific shift in for Northampton Town. So McWilliams is on, and Fox will come off very slowly, that's for sure. In fact, we're going to see 4 in total, because we're also going to see Tyrese Simpson come onto the field of play as well. Manny Month is going to get a drink. I mean, we're going to get a fair bit of added time here. Louis Apre is the next player to depart. He will be replaced by Tyrese Simpson. And the final substitution, we'll see the departure of Sam Hoskins. And it will be Kieran Bowie who comes on to replace him. So it may be Hoskins' goal, which gets the points for Northampton Town and dents Derby County's attempts to close in on Pompey at the top of the table. But again, he is another player who is absolutely going to take his time before leaving the field of play. And he's very slowly wandering over, but the referee, Scott Oldham, makes it very clear he has stopped his watch.
Yeah, to be fair to John Brady, Northampton manager, he realised that his team is sitting deeper and deeper, and there's a few heavy legs out there because they've been under pressure in the last 25 minutes of the second half. Just made the 4 substitutions just to get those fresh legs on. The two of the players that come off, Sam Hoskins and Louis Apre, obviously involved in the goal. Moment of high quality in the first half. Great cross from Apre, brilliant side foot volley from Sam Hoskins. So now it's whether Northampton can hold on to this 1-0 lead, because they're defended valiantly. John Brady said he wanted a reaction. He thought they'd lost their edge, have their flip-flops on, just waiting for obviously the summer break. They've been very, very competitive in this game here today.
Only one in the penalty area when the corner. 10 added minutes. We're into 10 added minutes at the end of this game. Wow.
I think the Northampton manager, John Brady, thinks there should be 2.
Here's Pinnock on the charge. Left-footed shot comfortably saved by Wildsmith. Still plenty of running in Mitch Pinnock yet. Launched forward by Wildsmith. Headed up in the air and away by Sowerby for a throw on that far side to Derby County. Late goals going in elsewhere. A red card for Richard Stearman of Solihull Moors, and a penalty scored in that game. So they've been pegged back. Aldershot 1, Solihull Moors 1 in the conference, or in the National League, should I say. That's headed away from the edge of the penalty area, and now Aldershot with a chance to break maybe down this left-hand side as it's played forward by Bowie. The chase is on for Tyrese Simpson, but he was offside, and that will be a free kick for Derby County away to our left-hand side.
Yeah, for Northampton, Manny Month will just go and play in at the left-sided centre-back alongside Sheeran and Jack Sowerby, and Koke will come onto this left-hand side as left wing-back.
Salford have got a late winner at Notts County. Notts County 1, Salford 2. As the break is on, as Wilson's forced backwards towards halfway. It's forward by Ward on the diagonal. Offside flag is up against Blackett-Taylor that time, and that will be a free kick for Northampton Town, which I'm sure they'll take their time about.
Just looking at Paul Warner, the Derby manager, who's come out of his technical. It's not difficult to be fair. He's only 1 yard, isn't it? And you're out your technical area. He's just gone apoplectic rage at Blackett-Taylor, who's over on that left-hand side, because that's the third time. It's not necessarily him, but the third time that Derby County have been caught offside with the farthest man who's looking right across the line. And all that does is it just stops your momentum. It stops you getting balls into the box. And now Paul Warren has told Sonny Bradley that he wants him obviously to go up front for that bit of physical presence.
There's Bowie on this left-hand side, edge of the penalty area. Kieran Bowie is penalised for the foul. And then there's a bit of pushing and shoving afterwards. It's all getting a little bit tense, and no wonder. 2.5 minutes of 10 added on. Northampton Town leading Derby County. Portsmouth fans, Bolton fans, Peterborough, Barnsley, all those teams who are contesting for those automatic promotion places at the top of League One will be crowded round their radios or tuned in on the Talksport app, of course, for the final 7 minutes here. This could be a huge dent in Derby County's attempts to close the gap, of course, on Portsmouth, and it will give the teams around them a game in hand. And now the referee's going to pull that back because there's no discernible advantage after the foul on Pinnock on halfway on that far side, so it will be a free kick for Northampton Town.
Yeah, he's worked really hard, hasn't he, Mitch Pinnock, sort of playing in the right side midfield, then left side, then in behind the front man, Apire. So he's made sure that he's made himself available, got himself on the ball, just relieved that little bit of pressure that Northampton have found himself coming under.
Forward goes the ball towards Tyrese Simpson. Can't quite get there. It's taken down on the far side by Blackett-Taylor and then lifted forward by Elder on that far side. Going to be defended this time by McWilliams, who puts it into touch for a throw on the far side to Derby County. You're listening to Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. Northampton Town 1, Derby County 0. Almost 4 of the 10 added played at the end of this game. Still Derby County searching and probing on that far touchline. Touch down the line. Again, it's Blackett-Taylor. This time he was onside. Has the ball at feet. He's got 2 defenders around him. Does well to scope the ball out to put a hand at the edge of the penalty area, who gets the ball in and, well, trying to get a boot on it inside the penalty area. That time was Curtis Nelson, who was further forward. There's going to be a foul, and it's a foul on Ward, and it's a free kick for Derby, much to the fury of those around us.
That was really good defending by Cookie, who's playing in that left wing back position. You see there, Curtis Nelson looked like he was just going to sneak inside him. He made sure he got his body turned out the right shape at 45 degrees, was able to hook the ball away with his left foot. Now the ball is just going to be lofted into the Northampton 18-yard box by Ward. To be fair to Ward, his delivery's been really good since he's been on from corners and free kicks. Now can he just bend it with his right foot, put it in between the 6-yard box and the penalty spot. 19 players are in that penalty area as it's lifted in. Comes out to Blackett-Taylor on the far side, scoops it towards the back post. Nelson gets the header, but no power inside that 6-yard box, and he nods it down and safely into the arms of Louis Malden. Yeah, it was good play from Blackett-Taylor on the left-hand side. Got to the byline, just lofted it to the far post. Curtis Nelson just got himself underneath a little bit and meant he had to backtrack. Couldn't get enough power on his head up. As he got his head up, he just bounced off the turf to Louis Malden's hands. Again, the young Northampton goalkeeper won't be in a hurry to clear his lines.
£300,000 he cost from Charlton in January, did Blackett-Taylor. Got the delivery in, but Nelson just never in a position to get some power on that. It's away by Manny Month. Not the best of clearances, but that's brilliant from Bowie. Does well, the substitute, and then just loses it on this near side as Corey Smith closed in on him. 6 of the 10 have been played. Still 1-0 to Northampton Town. Good defending again at the back, and that's brilliant from Sowerby. It is going to be a throw, though, down this right-hand side for Derby County. And the former Peterborough player, Joe Ward, is going to launch this forward from this near side. There is again a little bit of pushing and shoving. And no surprise that Sonny Bradley's involved inside that penalty area from Derby County. Easy to clear. And is cleared quite comfortably that time by Simpson. Ward, great ball in! Tries to flick header, offside flag is up. It's a brilliant ball from Ward again. He's hit 3 or 4 of those into that corridor around the edge of the 6-yard box. But immediately the offside flag was up.
Like you said there, it's fantastic delivery from Ward on this right-hand side, just whipping the ball at the near post. And Connor Washington maybe a little bit ring rusty, just made his run a little bit too early because it was inviting crossing where he just wants Washington to get his head onto it. The assistant referee down just in front of us on this right-hand side as Derby are attacking. Again, put his flag up a little bit late, but it was a good line held by the Northampton back 5, and they've been brilliantly marshalled by Jack Sowerby.
We've got more defending to do here. Sowerby hooks it up in the air from the edge of his own penalty area. First attempt at a header by Mark Leonard. It gets there at the second attempt with a little bit of help that time from Hondamar. Taken down by Ward on this near side, loses out to Bowie. Bowie down the line. Chase on now for Tyrese Simpson. Has he got the pace to get there ahead of Cashin? He has. Runs it to the corner flag. Cashin closes him down. Simpson will then lose possession. And it's picked up by Ward and goes back inside their own penalty area. And Nelson will try and shift play to that far side, where it's picked up by Blackett-Taylor, who's on halfway. Strides forward. 8 of the 10 minutes are up. 2 more to go. At Sixfields, where Northampton Town lead Derby County by 1-0. It's Kane Wilson. It's Blackett-Taylor trying to get the cross in. And it's brilliant defending again inside the penalty area. That Northampton Town backline has stood strong throughout this game so far. And a lot of the time it's been Sam Shering who's been there to make those key blocks.
Every time the ball's come into the box, there's been a Northampton head or a foot on it first before Derby County. This will probably be Derby County's last chance. Again, it'll be Ward over from that left-hand side, will in swing it with his right foot.
2 or 3 bodies down in the penalty area. Ward does swing it over. Morden has cleared that away. He's been taken out in the process. And now, no surprise, Mane Mont's gone down there. And Sonny Bradley involved as well. And there's 7 or 8 players all gathered together inside the 6-yard area. And Mane Mont has gone down. And I do think there's a red card coming here. And it's going to be Sonny Bradley who is going to get sent off here for Derby County. He's completely lost his cool in the last 10 minutes or so. And Sonny Bradley is the player who makes his way off. He returned having missed the game against Bolton. He's now been sent off and he's waved away by the Northampton Town fans. Completely lost his cool. And frankly, if you're going to take on a man like Mane Mont, there's got to be something wrong.
Well, to be fair, Mane Mont obviously went to the floor holding his face. Sonny Bradley's not difficult to pick out, is he, with his headband on. As you said there, he just completely lost his head. When the ball come in from Ward, it was really good goalkeeper initially from Louis Molden. Look, he had actually had a late challenge and it was Sonny Bradley who ended up in the back of the net. Just a little shoulder charge off the ball. He's got up, obviously fronted up to Mane Mont. He's actually hit him in the face and give the referee, Scott Oldham, no option whatsoever apart from to send him off. And to be fair to Scott Oldham, he took his time, the referee, didn't he? Gave himself that little bit of breathing space because there was a lot of bodies in front of him. There was a lot of people fronting up to each other. 100% the right decision. Ridiculous play there from Sonny Bradley, who should be more experienced and should know better.
And as you often say to me, Perry, you can tell by the reaction of the player, he didn't argue. He knew what he'd done and he was gone.
He walked in a sort of a semicircle, didn't he, away from the incident, as if to think, right, if he's seen me, which is difficult with headband on, then I'm going to get sent off here.
He was already halfway towards the dugout. We've had the 10 minutes of added time that was originally prescribed by Scott Oldham. It's going to be a free kick for Derby County midway inside their own half. Kashim is the player that went down. There's a clash of heads there involving Mark Leonard. We tick round the 101st minute. Northampton Town 1, Derby County 0. This has huge ramifications at the top of the table. They may have been the only team amongst the promotion chasers playing today, but it means that everyone around them now has a game in hand against Derby County. Unless they can find something in the dying minutes here. Blackett-Taylor gets it across, and it's cleared away on this near side. It's going to be chased down and picked up by Curtis Nelson. Yeah, it is lifted in towards the far edge of the penalty area. Hurahan's there on the far side, volleys it back across, and there is the full-time whistle. And it's a terrific win for John Brady and his Northampton Town side. They'd gone 5 games without a victory, and Derby County, who were chasing down Pompey at the top of the table and trying to put some distance between themselves and Bolton and Barnsley and Peterborough for those places in the playoffs and maybe that second automatic promotion place. They needed the win tonight on this afternoon at Sixfields, but they haven't got it. It's been a heroic effort from Northampton Town. Sam Hoskins' goal on 24 minutes is what ends up separating the two sides in front of just over 7,500 at a packed out Sixfields Stadium. But boy, did they deserve it. Defensively at the end, they were phenomenal. No sign of flip-flops on the feet of those Northampton Town players. It's been a terrific victory for them. And Derby County will go away licking their wounds. They weren't at their best today, and it means they stay 5 points behind Pompey, and it will give a chance to those behind them to close the gap with their game in hand. A terrific win for Northampton Town, and wonderful drama from League One this afternoon on your home of the EFL. Full time at Sixfield, Northampton Town 1, Derby County 0.
Shock defeat for Derby. Adam Perry, great work. Stay there. Back